officials are getting set to drop the puck. And we are underway from Biloxi. Crowder plays the bank off to Yevdokimov. Strong off the wall, takes it over to Pikarczyk. Backhand pass right over to Henry. In all alone, he shoots, he scores! Caden Henry opens the scoring. 32 seconds in, his 5th of the season. Biloxi strikes first at home. How about French and Schlepp round 2 at center ice, this time in Biloxi. French 6'2", 205 versus AJ Schlepp, 6'8", 209. A heavyweight tilt here in the neutral zone. Both guys getting a feel for each other, slowly getting ready to go here at Breaker Bay. A quick fight. And now French comes in first. He gets a couple rights off. Schlepp trying to get free, a couple lefts. Some machine guns back over to the right. Nobody can get free. Schlepp, a couple connections. Trading with Bryce French. French is standing in there. Schlepp continuing to feed him. Grabs the jersey and takes him down. If he wasn't the nicest guy in the world, other than when he's fighting, probably could have pounded him. Yevdokimov comes in to intercept. Bank pass in the neutral zone. Here's Caden Henry with a stick lift. In all alone again. He scores! For an opportunity. And now Alexanian comes in and scores. Was paying a bit of attention to the Lucchese collision with Kim Miettinen over on the half wall. And Alexanian, in the midst of all that, tucks one home and cuts the lead in half. It's 2-1. Cox back over to Chirac. Chirac on his backhand looking in front. And Rosenzweig sprawling all around makes another big-time stop. He has been the rock for the Breakers and their X-factor for success. You have Yevdokimov. Just missed the feed from Colarusso. Richie Colaruso's found a few really nice passing lanes. Another quick shot. In front, they score! Hat trick! Caden Henry. And here come the buckets. Larwood, stretch pass for Bartlett. Here comes the man. He scores while being taken down. Ross Bartlett gets one back, throws his finger in front of his mouth to quiet the crowd. Instead, just no blood, and I think it should have happened there as Chirac buries one right in the bumper position, surrounded by blue jerseys. And he gets into a prime scoring area, and when Chirac has room, he can let it fly. Henry shimmies, shoots, save made, Coffee, rebound, they score! Darius Davidson on the doorstep. His first as a Breaker gives them the lead with 10:15 to go. Dylan Infantino at the circle. Finds Thornton, now Infantino again. Infantino looking in front, the rebound on goal, and Coffee stands strong. The rebound, Crowder! Something happened. As in front, there it is. Ross Bartlett from the top of the blue paint tips one through the legs of Josh Rosenzweig. And now you have Yevdokimov fanned on the pass attempt, and now Bartlett springs ahead. You have Yevdokimov back checking. Bartlett to the middle, Alexanian. Bartlett scores. Short-handed. Ross Bartlett, a hat trick on the road. Stuns Breaker Nation, blowing kisses on his way down to High Five Coffee. Broken up by Cole Crowder. And now here come the Breakers, 2-on-1, Crowder and Yevdokimov. Yarrow to his backhand, in all alone, off the post, no! Rosenzweig was already celebrating. Coffee can't believe it, he's down. Somehow that didn't go in. Everyone in the building thought it went in as Cox and Rosenzweig collide. Now another opportunity, closing in all alone, backhand opportunity, Coffee, stones Bondi. Quick move to his forehand, tiptoeing the blue line, quick pass across, closing in, Pikarczyk, scores! Lucas Pikarczyk ends it in overtime. We're about ready to go here from the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Devin Novak, Pete Furcano along with you, and we're underway for hockey night in the Gulf Coast. Conway will flip it in the direction of Nerlin. Nerlin with a burst of speed on the near side, tried to center one. Conway scores! Declan Conway has been that guy this season. A pure goal scorer, and Aldi Nerlin, in his Breakers debut, picks up an assist. His first professional point here in the States. And Conway bangs it home. We're up 1-0 Breakers. Leorakos drop pass on over. Quick shot comes in, the rebound, and they score. Monroe, public enemy number one, Yanni Leorakos, who had a hat trick in this building a couple weeks ago, comes down before the Breakers could even finish celebrating and cashes in to even the odds. We're going to have a double dose here in the under 5.
Yeah, I think they're taking
as there's a shot from the point, they score. A bullet from just inside the blue line for Corson Green. His first of the season, just his third point, but through all the traffic, Borodkin couldn't locate it, and it finds the twine to make it 2-1 Moccasins. It done in time for the game. I picked it up. It was supposed to be, as there's another quick goal, a bullet. Breakers went shorthanded. It was Grant Bondi who went for delay of game, and on the ensuing faceoff, a power play goal is scored. It's back the other way. A quick opportunity in front. In the blink of an eye, you might have missed it. What a beautiful goal. Tic-tac-toe right in front. As here we go.
And the referee just slammed the puck down. And here's our match that we were looking for. Caleb Melanson, and you guys like to do this at center ice, I guess, and Schlepp.
AJ Schlepp and Caleb Melanson. Couple heavyweights coming in. Melanson just signed after being with the Sentinels. AJ Schlepp climbs in to face him. Melanson initiates the contact, trying to get free with the left. Schlepp fires a right. Now Melanson over the top, and then gets pulled down, and that will do it.
Well, that was definitely an interesting way to start it back off. The referees, I guess, heard those two chirping back and forth, and they just slammed the puck down, and everybody got away from the face-off circle, and there they went.
It has been all Mocs. Centering pass in front, another quick tally for Monroe. On the doorstep, the Breakers with a breakdown. Borodkin a little bit out of position, looked like might have been a collision with the back checker in Hansen, and leads to the 5th Monroe goal of the evening. They score in bunches, Pete, and it's 5-1.
Yeah.
And knocked away, now trying to find a new gear. Here's Yevdokimov, a 2-on-1 with Caden Henry, closing in over to Henry. He scores! The exception line, looking to claw the Breakers back into it. They've got the 2nd goal of the evening. Lucas Vikarchek leading the line. As we're going to get another round of Melanson and Schlepp.
Oh, well, let's see how this one goes.
They'll clear out the gloves, and we'll get ready to go. Melanson comes in hot again. Schlepp has him tied up. Schlepp with a couple rights, and then just throws him down to the ice. Melanson definitely needs to work on his balance, so it appears, because he has gone down pretty quickly in both affairs. Schlepp maybe got one punch off there, as Melanson trying to fire up his group as he heads back to the bench. Off the mark. Ooh, there's a big hit over on the far side. Yevdokimov is going to get a piece of Corson Green. Here we go. Yevdokimov gets jumped by Corson Green, and we got a line brawl over on the far side.
Yeah, there was
everybody getting involved. It was a thundering hit to tip over a Moccasin, and then if you touch the Breakers captain without his consent, you're going to get a fair response from everybody else.
Yeah, so we went after Kyler Matthews, but and then he got a little stick action in there. He might have got a spearing. I don't know. We're going to see what the referees are going to say. Yevdokimov had some stick action there. It looked like a swashbuckler. And then all Hades broke loose there. Everybody had a dance partner in the offensive zone of the Breakers. And now Kyler Matthews looks like he might want to go with Josh
Rosenzweig says, let's go. He dropped the stick.
And that's never a smart thing. There's never a smart thing. And he's putting his helmet on. This is not a smart move for a goaltender. You know.
One-on-one with the goaltender.
Yeah, I think he thought about it too. And there's a high hit after the whistle, and I think
Trey Fisher in the midst of it, and now here we go.
Oh, he throws it off.
Trey Fisher is going to go with Yanni Liarakos at center ice. His first fight of the season. Liarakos not typically a fighter. Bit of a size mismatch. Liarakos the edge there. Fisher got him up high, and now here we go. Still trying to get acquainted with each other, and Liarakos with one punch takes Fisher down. He tries to get back up, but
man, Yanni with a hard right, one shot to the jaw.
Liarakos has 7 inches on Fisher, along with 40 pounds. Conway instead of Cole Crowder. So he's really starting to pick up the production. He's had a goal the other night. There's one! Aldiar Nerlin, welcome to the FPHL. Pots one to beat Kuhn on the glove side, and just like that, it's 5-3 in Biloxi. Pass is broken up down low. In front, they scored. It's a turnover for Curtis Hansen. And looks like some barking over at Rosenzweig, getting under the skin. Is it Jared Christie again? Yeah. That one goes by, 2 seconds and 1, and that will do it. The Moccasins take matchup 4 out of 12 with the Biloxi Breakers, as they have the previous 3.
Let's hear it for your Breakers.
What a game it was, Pete. 6-3 the final. And with that, we welcome you to hockey afternoon down south this time. It's the Monroe Moccasins and the Biloxi Breakers going at it for the 5th time this season. My name's Devin Dobeck, the voice of the Breakers, along with you. It's been a long 3-game road trip, ending now today against the Moccasins, but on Friday night, a 5-2 loss to the River Dragons, and on Saturday night, a 6-2 loss, then hopped on a bus and got to Monroe a few hours before puck drop today. Excited to see what the Breakers are able to do against the Monroe Moccasins, who just split with the Athens Rock Lobsters. On Friday night, a 2-1 loss at home against the Athens Rock Lobsters. And then last night, a 7-3 victory led by Andrew Ballant's hat trick to knock off the top-seeded Continental Division Athens Rock Lobsters. But let's jump into our tale of the tape for tonight's game. The records are a little flipped around. 7-3-1 for the Moccasins, 3-7-1 for the Biloxi Breakers. Breakers have lost 4 in a row. Moccasins won last night, so they're back on the winning streak side of things. 5.2 goals per game for the Mocs, 4.1 for the Breakers. A +12 goal differential versus a -15 on the power play. Monroe 19.6%. Biloxi has dropped 7.5 percentage points over their last 16 on the power play. They're 19.3%. But we're number 1 coming into the weekend. On the penalty kill, 86.9% for the Moccasins, 77.6% for the Breakers. So the Moccasins kill is going to make the Breakers' day a little more difficult than it needs to be when they go a man up. The number 2 team in the Continental Division versus the number 6. Monroe has taken each of the first 4 matchups. Let's take a quick look at our starting lineups presented by Matt Bowers Hyundai. For the Breakers, it's that same top line. Caden Henry centering Aldiar Nerlan and Yaroyev Dakamov. Colton Wyzak and Trey Fisher, the defensive pairing, with Anton Borodkin breaking Rosenzweig's 3 straight start streak. He's back in between the pipes for the Breakers here tonight, making his 2nd start. For the Moccasins, Tucker Scannelbury, Ben Stefanini, and Corey Cunningham, the top line, with Matthews and Green, the defensive pair, and Sean Kuhn back in between the pipes. Henry Graham got the last 2. Let's take it to ice level for the Moccasins intro. Always a treat.
Our voices are a little shaky after last night's game, but the Biloxi Breakers are good to go. You believe it? No. Okay, so let's welcome to the ice, your Monroe! God, that sucked. It was. You do. Monroe Moccasins. No, great. Welcome to the ice, your Monroe Moccasins!
with that, we welcome you back to Hockey Afternoon down south. Devin Dobeck along with you. Breakers, Moccasins coming up in just a few moments. Apologies for the slight delay in the game. But we're going to get going here momentarily. Should be a fun one between these two Continental Division foes. Let's take a look where they shake in the Continental Division standings currently. Monroe comes off their split with the Athens Rock Lobsters, so they currently are 7 points back, the equivalent of about 2+ wins without Athens getting any of their own. Columbus tied with Monroe in that second place spot after sweeping the Breakers. PD 6-4-1 with 19 points, followed by Twin Cities at 4-8-0. Biloxi sits in 6th place with a win tonight, can get back into 5th place, and the Zydeco all alone down in 7th place. But some valuable points up for grabs here at the Monroe Civic Center in our Republic Finance first period set to get going momentarily. Sean Kuhn goes to take his place between the pipes. Kuhn comes in with a record of 4-0-0-1, an .841 save percentage, and a 3.95 goals against average. He does have 4 career shutouts and a career .893 save percentage. His record, thanks to the Monroe's success this season, has gone up above 500. Anton Borodkin at the other end of the ice seems ready to go himself. And we are underway from the Monroe Civic Center. Trey Fisher out of his own defensive zone, flips it into the middle for Aldi Nerland. Just out of his reach, Ben Stefanini, the Framingham, Massachusetts native, centering one. That's knocked out of the zone by the Breakers. Back into their own end, Trey Fisher has some time, will take it and send it across to Wyzak. Wyzak stretching one for Yevdokimov. It went off the tape of his stick in deep below the end line. Puck is sent in once more. Breakers will make some quick changes here and get their second unit out there. Out of their own end, Belant, who had the hat trick last night, had that pass a little too hot to handle. Thornton forced it in the direction of Henry, but didn't get enough of it. Delaney will chip it on in. Kuhn looks to bat it down from off the wall. On over to Brandon Lucchese. Lucchese from a low angle sends one through the blue paint. It comes all the way back out into the neutral zone. Delaney on to Lucchese. Drops it on back to Grant Bondi. Bondi swiveling away from the pressure of the forecheck by Fernaris. The league leader in assists with 18 this season. He's been exceptional. Bondi, good job to avoid that puck coming in. Almost a too many men call could have come up against the Breakers there as we get our first whistle and stoppage at the 18:31 mark. First 3-game road trip for the Breakers, as we mentioned. They lost the previous 2, had a chance to be in the game Friday night. It just got away with a big third period for the River Dragons. Last night, the game got away within minutes. 2 goals in the opening 2 minutes and 14 seconds. 26 seconds apart, in fact, were the tallies to make it 2-0 Dragons. And the Breakers were just playing catch-up the whole time. 0 for 16 on the power play against the Dragons this weekend. Charbonneau forcing one back to Conway, and all alone he scores! Declan Conway! His 8th goal of the season puts the Breakers up first on the road. Xavier Charbonneau with his first professional point on the assists, and Biloxi leads it 1-0. Breakers strike first, courtesy of one of their best goal scorers, a former Monroe Moccasin himself, in Declan Conway. Conway playing for his 7th FPHL team. Played for Mentor to start his career, then was with the Carolina Thunderbirds, Motor City, Baton Rouge, Monroe, the HC Venom, and now Biloxi. He was an honorable mention for FPHL Rookie of the Year with Mentor back in 18-19. And playing now in his 249th FPHL contest. They're taking a look at this one to review for offsides, is the indication. That's why we have not added the goal to your scoreboard just yet. So the referee is down on the iPads in between the glass, taking a look at the Sportbeat feed. While we have a second, we'll step aside for 30 seconds to hear from Matt Bowers.
When you think Nissan, think Matt Bowers Nissan d'Iberville, where every new Nissan comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty included. And to keep your new Nissan running well, there's never an appointment needed for express service in our service department. Just stop by for routine maintenance like oil changes, brakes, tires, and batteries. Matt Bowers Nissan is proud to call the coast our home and is proud to sponsor your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Nissan, South Mississippi, d'Iberville.
Back here inside the Monroe Civic Center. From the Columbus Civic Center to the Monroe one, there's Charlie Penn's group anxiously awaiting to see if they're going to throw the first punch here. 3 of the officials are in the box doing some research of their own. Let's introduce you to the officiating crew for tonight's game. See who's making all the big-time decisions down there. Our referees tonight for the contest are Corey Fassa and Bob Langdon, the linesmen Gary Glassman and Samuel Armitage. Referees have their decision as they come out to conference once more. They've got the camera on the crowd here in Monroe. Republic Finance first period, but Monroe's raw feed has a graphic watermark ingrained into it, so we can't remove it, and they will call it a goal. So Declan Conway puts the Breakers ahead at 1-0. The goal stands, was able to keep that back foot dragging over the blue line. And a much needed hot start for Charlie Penn's group. They're taking a look at it now on the Jumbotron. Of course, you can't see that, but by my analysis, it looks like Conway just barely was able to drag his back foot across the blue as the puck was crossing. Too close to call. Call on the ice was a goal. Very easily in real time could have been ruled an offsides. That's how close it really was. If you rewind your feed to take a look at that, you see Jay Krupp is visually frustrated down on the bench. He's going to begin to pace it out. Russ Perron, head coach for the Moccasins, has his group in good shape early on in the season. 7-3-1 record, tied for second in the Continental. But they're going to have to start from behind in front of this home crowd on a Sunday afternoon. Charlie Penn's looking to inject some life into his guys as we continue to marinate through this delay. Dylan Infantino going to catch a word along with Leah Rockos and Schumacher in front of the penalty bench. I'm not sure why there's still a delay after they did the review, they did their due diligence and ruled it a goal. The only thing would be if Monroe had challenged the call, and in which case we would have a penalty coming, but this might be an official review. Both reviews in the game last night were official reviews. No challenge from either side. As we're back underway, the goal stands, it's 1-0. Pikarczyk as Charbonneau blows a tire behind the play. Look to sweep it back in front. It's chipped up off the wall by Tucker Scantlebury, the former captain of the Port Huron Prowlers, who's been relatively quiet, all things considered, as far as production comes. He's coming off a career year, of course, where he had career highs in goals. He had career highs, in goals, points, game-winning goals, rating, which is plus minus, and penalty minutes, all career highs in those statistical categories. But with the Monroe Moccasins through now 8 or 9 and now 10 games played, he's got just 6 points. Leah Rockos, who's really had his way with the Breakers this season. 9 points in 4 games played against Biloxi, a place that used to be his former home as a Seawolf. Back into the neutral zone, it's spit out. Scantlebury will bang it back down low. Paddled down by Anton Borodkin. Grant Bondi on over to Charbonneau. Breaking it through the middle to Infantino, a little hot off of his tape. And Trey Fisher's going to have to come and help back out. Charbonneau pops it back up into the offensive zone. Charbonneau, something about playing Monroe has been kind to him at his first professional fight, as A.J. Schlepp's quick shot is turned aside by Sean Kuhn. But Charbonneau's first professional fight against Rex Moe, that one was in Biloxi, albeit, and then picks up his first point on the road here against the Moccasins. This one's deflected up and out of play off the Blake Keller shot. Blake Keller scored his first goal of the season last night as well. A redirection off a shot from the point by Brandon Lucchese that Keller was able to tip home and open the scoring for the Breakers late last night. Keller having an elongated conversation with Kyler Matthews as the two of them head back to their respective benches. 16:49 to go. Biloxi in front 1-0. Athens coming off a 7-3 victory against the Lock Lobsters, as I mentioned. The Rock Lobsters. I might have said Lock Lobsters. As Fisher blows an edge there on the back check. Fernaris, backdoor pass looking for Belant, the hottest hand they have right now. Albrecht back off the wall to Belant, but those two out of sync that time. And the Breakers are able to send it in deep. Aldi Nerland was out in the neutral zone to cherry pick, so he'll win the race to make sure that Kuhn is forced to come out of his cage and play it. Now in the middle, Nerland tried to spin one in on Kuhn and was denied. Didn't get everything he wanted on that wrist shot attempt, and Monroe takes it back from north to south. Fernaris hits the edges hard, now sends it back out to the points, and a save's made on Rasmus Asp. Yevdokimov is going to get caught off sides here, so says the official. And so the draw will come back out to the dot outside the blue line. 4 minutes gone by here, period one. Biloxi in front 1-0 wherever you're tuning in. Happy to have you on board spending your your Sunday afternoon with us. First time I've been able to say that, so bear with me. But welcome in to Breakers TV on YouTube and Sportfy, along with 106.3 Super Talk Mississippi FM. As we get another icing call here, and the draw will return back to the Breakers' end. For those watching at Walk-Ons in D'Iberville, I'm sure there's a lot of football on as well over there, but we appreciate you tuning into Breakers hockey. This is the only game active in the FPHL today, the Moccasins and the Breakers. Their 5th of 12 matchups. Crazy, we're already 20% of the way through the season. 11 games in, this is game number 12 out of 56. Lucchese pops it up into the air. Jared Christie, 5 goals and 4 assists for him in the early part of the season. Shot from the point by Turner comes in and is turned aside. No pun intended. Christie right back across the blue line. Had a pair of goals against Biloxi the other weekend, and he gets one here. Jared Christie on the wraparound move, walked through the Breakers defense and goes far side to beat Borodkin and tie the game at 1. Jared Christie has made his presence felt since joining the Moccasins. That's now his 10th point in just 6 games. 6 of those are goals. Coming into the weekend, had a goal in each of his first 3 games played. 4-point night last time he took on the Breakers in Biloxi a couple weeks ago. As the Snakes rain onto the ice, they'll have to get those cleared off. Tradition here in Monroe that's been going on for a little while, and after the first goal, the Snakes come on the ice. So a quick little cleanup, and I'm sure something that the Monroe staff is happy to accommodate for. You see all the rubber snakes down there. I think my mother would have a heart attack if she came to a Moccasins game. Not a big snake fan. I'm not a huge one myself, especially not right now when they're playing the Breakers. Still a few more serpents need to be removed from the sheet, and then we'll get back Let's hear for another quick word from Matt Bowers.
What do you want to buy, a Matt Bowers Hyundai?
Bringing it back a little early, they just honored Frank Schumacher playing in his 200th FPHL game. Congratulations to the Moccasins captain. And he'll see if his group can help him earn a win in that 200th game. The Breakers will try and thwart that. Charbonneau a little indecisive on the back check. Gets some help from his defense. Leo Roccos chips it back on over to Christie. Toe drags to his backhand and scores. Jared Christie once again. Not even 20 seconds after his previous. Makes it 2-1. Just like that, the odds are flipped. Anton Borodkin playing in his first game in about 4, but seemed to be a little out of position towards the near post and tried to recover and poke it free, and Christie saw the opening. His toe drag move is just about automatic. And now Christie coming right back in will make sure that Borodkin has to jump on this one, and that'll be our first media timeout. We'll take it. Breakers trail 2-1.
Strength isn't built in a single race. It's earned, mile after mile, pedal after pedal, step after step. The same endurance that drives athletes to the finish line fuels the steady hands and sharp focus required in surgery. It's about resilience, precision, and commitment, in competition and in the operating room. Because true performance means showing up with excellence, no matter the arena.
Welcome you back into the Monroe Civic Center. Devin Doback along with you. Moccasins with 2 goals in a matter of less than 25 seconds have made it 2-1, courtesy of Jared Christie. And the Breakers are going to play from behind for the first time this evening. Out of the media timeout, Bondi chips it up to the side to Bikarchek. Conway motoring through to Schumacher, gets it to Charbonneau, in all alone. Xavier Charbonneau turned aside by Kuhn. Charbonneau back over, Bikarchek shoots, save Kuhn. The rebound still free, nobody can find it. Delaney forcing one down low. And it comes back out to Delaney again. That one Kuhn barely saw, but got just enough of it to block it into the end wall. Charbonneau, one that he's going to want to have back, still searching for that first pro goal. Does have his first pro point, though, as of tonight. Dubé-Plouffe. Down low below the end line. Conway on over to Charbonneau. Charbonneau sandwiched between a couple snakes. Gets it back to Conway, who sends it for Bikarchek to bat out. Monroe ready to reset. Breakers in the midst of a change. Now right back to work. Closing in is Cunningham. To the middle, shoots one. Borodkin never saw that. And it goes wide off the window. Matthews shooting another one. Tipped in front and it goes wide. Fisher batting it off the wall to force it out. Nerland looking for a new gear to win the race against Green. Matthews wheeling below the end line. Coursing Green gets it to Cunningham. He's in across the blue line. Down low, Borodkin couldn't jump on it. Pushed it back into the slot, and luckily it was all white shirts there, or else could have been trouble. Matthews tied up with Yevdokimov behind the play, trying to get to the bench. Fisher drops it back to Nerland. Feeds it over to Wyzak. Wyzak pirouettes, but Albrecht guessed and read him like a book. Below the end line, back out to Albrecht. In the middle now. Fisher banks it just barely out. At the logo at center ice, Henry gives it back on to Rasmus Asp. And here come the Moccasins, right back into the zone with a clean entry. Albrecht back for Fernaris. Up into the high slot, it's Asp. Asp shoots, and Borodkin's got that one. Saw it the whole way, and at 12:20, get another whistle and a face-off. Henry Graham, the netminder for the Moccasins the last 2 nights, and he's quickly become a fan favorite based on what I've been seeing on social media. The fans really loved how he played against the Athens Rock Lobsters. Picked up his second win last night with a 7-3 victory, stopping 24-27. But it's Sean Kuhn, the team leader in wins, net again tonight. And his team's built him a 1-goal cushion here early on. Banked out to the point. Asp holds. Chips it down low to Fernaris. Fernaris being worked on by Lucchese. Lucchese bumped into by Delaney battling down low. Here's a quick shot from Turner that Borodkin comes out of the blue paint to grab. Another face-off set to come at the 11:56 mark. Here in our Republic Finance first period, Lucchese and Fernaris to take the face-off. So Lucchese playing back in a forward role here tonight. He's been on defense for Charlie Penn's group for the majority of the last couple weeks. Davidson couldn't bank it out of the zone. Wyzak barely gets it to Fisher. Fisher's got to go from behind his own goal. Breaks it out to Davidson. On over to Thornton. Thornton at the blue line. Hesitated for a moment, and the Breakers are going to get caught offside. So we'll have another whistle coming at the 11:37 mark. Shots on goal are not being recorded in the stadium, so we'll try and keep you as updated as we can as to those totals. They currently sit at 3-3. Fisher into the neutral zone for Infantino, couldn't handle the pass. Schumacher drop pass, quick shot goes wide off the stick of Scantlebury. Keller ties up Christie on the wall. Christie with both Mocs goals in the early onset part of this game, if you're wondering, or if you're just joining us rather. Leah Rocco's turned aside by Borodkin once again. Another whistle and a face-off. Leah Rocco's currently sits 9th all-time in FPHL history in points with over 420. Played well in the early part of the season with Monroe. 7 goals, 7 assists through now 11 games played. Leah Rocco's spin pass to the middle. Backhand opportunities turned aside by Borodkin with Scantlebury in there tightly. Caden Henry tied up on the wall. 5-man scrum eventually spits out to Schumacher. Centering pass, looking to be forced on goal by Scantlebury. Moccasins keep the zone time alive. Just over 10.5 minutes to play here in our first period. Christie passes over Schumacher. Schumacher missed the net. Caught that one too much off the toe and flipped it way high and wide. Henry Wheeling in on Schumacher. His shot to the far side's easily steered away by Sean Kuhn. Erland back checks it, or rather plays it back for Fisher. Wyzak back for Fisher. Sends it off the tape of Yevdokimov. In deep, breakers will change. Officially at the midway point here in period one. Stefanini, Cunningham moves to his backhand in, tried to go high and tight. Borodkin hugging the near post, made the stop. Conway through a couple stick checks, motoring through the neutral zone, kicks it to his forehand. Conway hard into the end wall, shoving off Green. Good drive by him, but needs some help from his fellow forwards. Corson Green with it once again. Sends it through everybody. Closest to was Casey Gerstein, and that'll be our second media timeout. We'll take it 2-1. Monroe in front here to close out the three-game road trip. Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, Jell-O shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cohen Road, Suite B, Gulfport. .27 to go here in the first period. Devin Dobeck along with you on Breakers TV, YouTube, Sport FM 106.3, Super Talk, Mississippi. Puck is dropped once more. Now out into the neutral zone. Here come the Moccasins. Area pass off the wall for Gerstein is broken up by Conway with a good body check. Green sent it off the blade of Fernaris, and I don't think he meant to pass it back deeper into his own zone, but it worked out. They maintained possession. Charbonneau forces a turnover on his backhand. Can't cut to the middle. Good job to close him off by Green. Bondi looking to get it down low. Out at the point. Nudges it up the wall for Pikarczyk. Taken away by Green. On for Gerstein. Gerstein flips it to the far corner. Bondi. Bank pass for Conway, excuse me. Pikarczyk back over with an area pass to the near side. Fisher collides with Ballant and goes hard into the wall. He's back up to his feet, appears to be okay, not even needing to go off for a change. He's one tough customer. Davidson forces a turnover, coming in on Sam Turner. Back door looking for Thornton, who hit the post. Really good play by Darius Davidson. That shows you that former Division I at the NCAA level IQ. Cutting around the goal, dropped it to the back door, and Thornton almost had his first in the blue. Now another centering pass. Turner turned aside by Anton Borodkin. Borodkin let in 2 goals on the first 3 shots he faced, but has settled into this game nicely now. Big save there on the former Seawolf, as now Davidson was cutting in towards the goal at a cutoff. Shots are 9-3 Moccasins. Christie back out to Liarakos, kept in by Schumacher. He forces one in. Backhander, good block by Bondi out front, or else Liarakos would have had the easiest goal you can buy at the professional level. With a wide open net, Borodkin entertaining the matters at the near side. Delaney wheeling hard around the net, gets it to Henry. Henry's pass, blind, tried to get it to Yevdokimov, turned over. Christie gets it over And Borodkin with a big save, lost his twig for a moment. Bondi helps him retrieve it. Breakers back the other way. Here's Yevdokimov, cut off by Schumacher. A couple former ECHL players going at it there. Schumacher wins this one. Wyzak looked to surprise Sean Kuhn with a shot from the neutral zone that time. 6:40 to play in our first period. 2-1 Monroe in front. Dubé Plouffe, 3 goals and 4 assists for him this season. Sends a pass down low. Backhander turned aside. Stefanini in on the chance that time. Fisher looking to shut off Corson Green. On over to Stefanini, it comes again. Below the end line, around Colton Wyzak, blocking the passing lane. Dubé Plouffe from a low angle. Borodkin's there to make the save off the shoulder. And Nerland finally punches it down so the Breakers can change. A perfect clear, no icing. 6 minutes to play in the opening frame. Biloxi struck first, courtesy of Declan Conway. But Jared Christie with 2 goals in 20 seconds has made it 2-1 Monroe. Bondi very patiently pulls it back, and his area pass out of the bandwidth of Conway. Down low, here's Scantlebury. Shakes Declan Conway off of him for a moment. Conway gets fed up, and he's going to go at him without his stick. Another shot comes in on Borodkin. Delaney grabbing at Fernaris as it's trying to be tucked home. Conway coming in to bury a couple Moccasins, including Fernaris, and now the referees are going to get involved with the pushing and shoving continuing on. Fans want him to go.
Hey, Moccasins, a merchandise store is looking for purchase inside the merchandise store.
Nice little bit of aggression from the Breakers there. You're not sure what you're going to get playing your 3rd game in 3 days, but there hasn't been a fight this weekend for them just yet, and finally showing a little urgency after Borodkin got bumped into. Trey Fisher having a quick conference with Brandon Lucchese. Borodkin, another quick stop. Davidson's the first one there. He stretches it out for Thornton. Carter Thornton tripped up at the blue line, tried to draw another call. Referees say inadvertent contact or Thornton. Forechecking on Corson Green. Green scored his first professional goal against the Breakers a few weeks ago in Biloxi. Former University of Connecticut Husky. Christie drops it on back for Albrecht. Christie to the near side for Liarakos. Saucer pass to the far point. Holding it and stick handling. Now another feed. Fisher knocks it away from Liarakos, who was streaking in on the near side. Good hit by Thornton to run into Liarakos. Fisher gives it away to just get it out of the zone. Fernaris sending one into the middle. Wyzak goes into the end wall. Helped out by his defensive partner in Fisher, who floats one past Asp into the end wall. Asp tried to reverse Nerland and then gets taken down by Yevdokimov. Referees letting the boys play here early on today. Turnover, Henry looking for Yevdokimov. I'm not sure why he forced that. Yevdokimov was blanketed in coverage. As looked like Belant might have been offside there. Borodkin still says no at the back door. Albrecht gives it away to Henry. Yevdokimov, one touch to Nerland. Those two will crisscross on the entry. Somehow stayed on side. And then Nerland turned it over. That top line seems more out of sync than usual, especially over the course of the last few games. Fernaris shoving with Delaney down in the corner. It looks like he's going to be a physical catalyst in tonight's action. Yevdokimov gives him a few stick checks. Fernaris protects the puck well. Finds Schumacher, save made by Borodkin. Gerstein holding and shooting. Borodkin there to make the save, and he will cover. And this will be our final media timeout of the first period. The score remains 2-1. Just a handful of seconds more than 3 minutes, and we'll be back in a few moments right here on Breakers TV.
All right, let's go.
At Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport, we make it easy to drive the new Hyundai you want at the price you need. Every new Hyundai comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. That's serious value right here on the coast. Visit us today during the Getaway Sales event happening now just off Lorraine Road north of I-10. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Defensive zone draw coming for the Breakers. To take it is Conway. Opposite of him, Casey Gerstein, the center for the Monroe Moccasins. Gerstein, 2 goals and 7 assists through 10 games as a Moccasin. Went to Adrian College. Also spent 3 seasons at King's College. Now in his rookie season with the Monroe Moccasins, one of just a couple rookies on this Monroe team. Is the crowd beginning to get into it? There's some t-shirts going on, floating through the crowd. Shots are 9-7 in favor of the Moccasins. Gerstein cut off by Conway. There's a broken stick down in the corner. I'll tell you what, with the t-shirts flying and everybody doing whatever they can to get the attention of whoever's throwing them, it makes me think I'm missing something in the game, like a fight breaking out the other way. Just kind of that slow murmur that sounds like something really cool's happening. But it's just t-shirts flying. People want their t-shirts, who can blame them? Unique to do it during the game, that's for sure. Not something you see all the time. Wyzak pinning it up against the wall. With the help of Infantino, fishes it out free and will bank it out, trying to get it to Keller. And looks like Monroe didn't tag up in time, so the draw will come to the dot outside the blue line. Two minutes and 22 seconds to play in our Republic Finance first period. Breakers trail it 2-1 on the road, searching for their first win against Monroe this season. Christie in the neutral zone, has it taken away by Keller. Keller tried to force it to Thornton. Instead, it's Leoracco stretching one out for Jared Christie. Wyzak gets spun around. Christie to the middle, and Infantino had to knock that one to the end wall. Another big save made by Borodkin. Lost his twig for a moment. Wyzak gloves it down and will skate it out of the zone. Breakout pass to Blake Keller. Into the neutral zone once more. Lucchese back over to Keller, who will shoot it on in and allow his team to change with 100 seconds to go in period 1. Fisher avoids a hit from Albrecht and sends one in deep on Kuhn. Belant couldn't catch up to that one. Fisher intercepts the pass. Had it knocked down by Fernaris, and now here come the Breakers back the other way. Nerland. As this puck comes up and into the seats, looks like everybody appears to be okay, fortunately. Got to keep your head in a swivel at a hockey game. You have Dokimov and Belant sharing a couple words. The draw's going to come to the center ice dot, right on the snake logo at center. You have Dokimov almost forced a turnover. Belant carrying the puck now. On over to Fernaris. To the tape of Albrecht. His quick shot. Pad save made by Borodkin. Borodkin's really settled into this game after the opening handful of minutes. You have Dokimov waiting for Nerland to get back on side. Monroe forces a turnover anyway. And now it's a 2-on-2 with Albrecht and Fernares. Snuffed out by Trey Fisher. He, on the back end, has been easily the best defenseman for the Breakers in the last couple weeks. Especially here tonight, might be his best game yet here in just the first period. Blocked a couple shots, forced a few passes to go awry, and continuing to force turnovers. 10 seconds to go as Bondi will send it over to Delaney, who will likely bleed out the remaining time. He maybe will send one in deep because why not? And that will do it for the first period of action. Monroe, courtesy of Jared Christie, has the lead at 2-1 with 2 goals in about 20 seconds. We're going to take a break for our first intermission and be back. Breakers trailing by a goal on this beautiful Sunday afternoon in Louisiana. Take the opening face-off is Caden Henry. Opposite of him, Ryan Galvin. And it's time for some hockey as we're underway here from the Columbus City Center. Let's go Dragons, an early chant booming in through the PA speakers. Lucchese's pass intercepted again, intended for Yevdokimov. Storjahan into the middle, Blacksmith, toe drag to his backhand, he scores! Joette Blacksmith with a highlight reel goal, pulling it back around himself and tucking it Bobby Orr style to beat Rosenzweig, and the River Dragons strike first. It's Blacksmith's first of the season. Henry on over to Nerlin. Nerlin running out of speed, gets it back for Henry, who scores! Caden Henry checks back in on the score sheet off the slick feed from Nerlin. And the Breakers on the road quiet the Columbus crowd at 1-1. Nerlin wheeling around through his own end. Quick head fake and now trying to split the D. Short-handed, back come the River Dragons. Pezzamenti scores. Aldi Nerlin turned it over in the neutral zone, forcing an odd-man rush the other way. Crowder couldn't knock it away. And Benjamin Pezzamenti picks up his second goal of the season, extends his point streak to a pair of games, and Columbus regains the lead. That is the Continental Division most, 4th shorthanded goal against Biloxi. Atop each of the entrances to the stadium outside the concourse. It's Nerlin. In front, Henry scores on the doorstep. Biloxi wastes no time. Nerlin and Henry developing the chemistry on that top line. They have been credited with both goals tonight. Henry picks up his second, the pest of the game himself, as coined by Columbus, and it's 2-2. And now here come the Breakers, led by Crowder. Quick snap pass over to Henry on hat-trick watch. Setting one in the middle, Yevdokimov scores! Yaro Yevdokimov, the captain, checks in off a feed from Henry, and the Breakers on the power play leap in front. It's 3-2. Blacksmith back up to Barrow. Barrow, Blacksmith, shoots, scores. Joette Blacksmith enters tonight with no goals. He's got 2 against his former head coach. Conway, touch pass for Pikarczyk, protecting it. Spinning one into the middle. Conway on goal, scores! Declan Conway. Quick cat-like reflexes, finds the puck in the slot. And before Roy could even direct his attention to Conway, beats him on the stick side to make it 4-3. Conway with goals in back-to-back nights. That's his 7th of the season. And it's 4-3 Biloxi. Rosenzweig's been sharp when he needed to be here tonight. He gets hit hard behind the goal, and now here's Hansen coming to help out his goaltender, jumping on someone. Rosenzweig wants a piece of him too. Pandemonium in Columbus, down in the corner. Rosenzweig got cleaned out behind the goal, and we're going going to see some penalties now here. Referees telling Rosenzweig to head off. Cole Crowder through the legs of a Columbus defender. Now over to Blacksmith. Blacksmith in the middle, they score. It's Alex Storjahan. He had 2 or 3 grade A scoring opportunities on this exact same shift, and finally he's rewarded as he flips that one over the glove side of Rosenzweig. And it's 4-4. Down low again. Here's Wickline, pivoting away from Thornton. Rat from a low angle, turned aside by Rosenzweig. Off the wall, quick chance in front, deflected, they score! Columbus was dominating the zone time with all kinds of traffic in front. And that one's deflected up and over the end goal line. And Columbus has come from a goal down here in the third period to take the lead at 5-4. The skates of Caden Henry keeps the zone time alive. Henry forces a turnover on goal. Rebound, Nerland scores! Aldi Nerland! This kid is incredible. A multi-point game last night, a multi-point game here tonight, and he's got the equalizer with a shade over 11 minutes to go in the third. Another 2-on-1 for the Breakers. Nerland and Henry this time lead the charge. Nerland holding, over to Henry, scores! Hat trick for Caden Henry! And the Breakers are back in front at 6-5. The top line strikes again. Nerland with a beautiful feed. Henry pounds it home. His third of the night, his second hat trick of the season. 6-5. Wow. Backhand feed as he would have got tied up, and now maybe a 2-on-1 back the other way. Shorthanded Crowder lets it go to the middle. Pezzamenti scores. His second shorthanded goal of the night. Another breakdown by the Breakers. And like I said, just when you think someone's going to run away, the opponent climbs back in. Columbus does just that. Their second shorthanded goal of the night. The 5th against the Breakers this season. Breakers need a change bad. Columbus has already had one. You have Dokimov laboring to try and create some pressure. Henry now goes after Hunter. Hunter hard to the goal, to his forehand, scores. And the River Dragons sweep their home opening weekend. They take this one by a final of 7-6 in overtime.
Strength isn't built in a single race. It's earned, mile after mile, pedal after pedal, step after step. The same endurance that drives athletes to the finish line fuels the steady hands and sharp focus required in surgery. It's about resilience, precision, and commitment in competition and in the operating room. Because true performance means showing up with excellence, no matter the arena. Looking for your next ride? Get more at Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport. Every new Hyundai comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. No one on the coast offers more, so why go anywhere else? Visit us today during the Getaway Sales event happening now just off Lorraine Road north of I-10. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, Jell-O shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cohen Road, Suite B, Gulfport.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
Recharge your body. Reset your mind. Revive your spirit. At Revive and Thrive, every detail is designed to elevate your recovery and well-being. Unwind in our serene salt therapy room and float suite. Awaken your senses with the benefits of cold water immersion. Then, step into a custom-built sauna featuring soft Himalayan salt lighting for athletes, adventurers, and anyone ready to unlock the power of recovery. Discover the difference at reviveandthrivems.com.
Coastal Prints is a brand new business on the coast specializing in screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Being local and with 30 plus years of experience, Coastal Prints carries all the hottest clothing brands and thousands of promotional items. Uniforms, workwear, hats, drinkware, coolers, tchotchkes, and much more. Coastal Prints will make your brand and logo stand out. Come see the new showroom on Seaway Road in Gulfport or visit coastalprints.com or call 228-COASTAL.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshi Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshi Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit foshiresidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
Every new Hyundai from Matt Bowers comes with Matt's lifetime warranty included. That's in addition to Hyundai's America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Owner Assurance. You get both warranties, making a new Hyundai from Matt Bowers an excellent value. Come visit us today during the Getaway Sales event at our new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10 in Gulfport.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
When injury knocks you out, Bienvo Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienvo Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores, that's a good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Where players dash and skates and flash, the home team trails behind. But they grab the puck and go bursting up, and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees. They travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside. It's a good old hockey game.
As we are ready to go here. Pikarczyk looking for a centering pass, goes all the way to the corner for Henry. Now a quick shot from Lucchese, score! Brandon Lucchese from inside the blue line surprises Bailey Stevens, and the Breakers strike first. It's 1-0 on the road. Here it comes back to Tim Delaney. Now a stretch pass over to Yevdokimov, closing in one-on-one, score! Yaro Yevdokimov, what a feed from Grant Bondi back the other way. Oh my goodness, the vision. And Yevdokimov, in his first game wearing the captain's C, notches his 5th goal of the season. And the Breakers double their margin. It's 2-0. Pikarczyk on over to Caden Henry. Henry looking to fight it on over to Yevdokimov. Drop pass on over. Pikarczyk shoots. Score! Lucas Pikarczyk. A beautiful passing play from the Breakers. That was going to be the make or break factor for Charlie Penz's group, is puck possession. How about that time from what's becoming the best line, one of the best lines in the Continental Division. Pikarczyk, Henry, and Yevdokimov. 3-0. Back the other way, Bondi. Just barely able to force it out. Now quick touch pass from Yevdokimov over for Henry. Henry, toe drag to his backhand, score! Caden Henry with a highlight reel goal off a beautiful passing play. The exception line does it again. As breaking it out of the zone. Quick opportunity for Hansen. Traveling with him is Conway. Back for Hansen. Conway. They score! Conway tucks it on the short side, and the Breakers extend their lead to 5. How about that passing play from Curtis Hansen to Declan Conway? 2 seconds and 1, and that will do it. As Josh Rosenzweig picks up his first shutout of the season. 45 saves for Josh Rosenzweig. A night he very much needed to get those numbers trending back in the right direction, as now Infantino wants a piece of Steve Ford. A little something going on at center ice as the two teams are being separated by the officials. Yaro Yevdokimov hurting his cast of characters back one way. Trey Fisher and Ford still bickering. And we welcome you back ahead of the second period of action. Devin Dobek along with you. We're about to head into our Aaron second period, but of course, as always, let's take a look at our game stats through the opening 20 minutes. The score 2-1 Moccasins. The shot 17-10, also in favor of the Moccasins. They had, quick math, 8 of the last 11 shots on goal in the frame. But Anton Borodkin settled in nicely, made some big stops to keep it just a 1-goal game. And a very clean period. No power plays, no penalty minutes either way. Just a couple pushing and shoving matches after whistles. But that's really been it. Taking a look now at our intermission summary with names. Let's take a look to see. 2-1 is our score. As I mentioned, the goals, it started with Declan Conway off a feed from Xavier Charbonneau at the 143 mark to make it 1-0 Biloxi. Conway's 8th of the season, and Charbonneau picks up his first professional point. Then at 4:43, Jared Christie with a nice power move around the Breakers' defense scored on the far side to make it 1-1. And exactly 20 seconds later, Christie did it again right off the face-off, a power move this time to his backhand and muscled it over the goal line to beat Borodkin and make it 2-1. The last 15 minutes of the period, pretty stagnant, not a whole lot going on offensively. Kuhn makes 9 saves in the frame, Borodkin 15, as we're about set to get going here for our second period of action here in Monroe. Still anybody's contest. Breakers held their own, generated some momentum, and if Borodkin can continue to play the way he has, Breakers may be in a good spot. Teams take a couple more laps ahead of the ensuing face-off. Moccasins will go from right to left now, the Breakers from left to right up here in the booth. Breakers wearing those road white uniforms with the Breaker crest on them. Blue buckets, blue pants, black trim with black numbers and name bars, and a teal trim as well. Monroe in their maroon uniforms trimmed in gold with gold numbers. Black buckets, black pants. Fisher fanned on the pass attempt. Ice is slippery. Fernaris back into the zone, but gets caught offside on the entry with Albrecht. And the draw will come to the dot outside the blue. Monroe had 4,600 fans at the game against Athens last night. They're always among the leaders in attendance in the FPHL since their birth last season, now in their second year of existence. Nerland run into by Matthews, who takes it away. Green with Yevdokimov forechecking. Fernaris out into the neutral zone for Fisher, who flips it on in. Yevdokimov touches up and right back into the zone. It's turned over to Matthews. Kyler Matthews, backhand feed, swatted away by Nerland. Nerland hesitates for a moment and peels back, and we'll give it to Delaney to start things. Up to the blue line for Caden Henry. Henry nudges it down towards Kuhn. He comes out of his cage to play it. Hops over Nerland and hops over Bondi's stick. Ballant with a burst of speed, one-on-one against Delaney. Delaney closes him off, and that's going to be a penalty. Delayed call coming against the Breakers as Kuhn heads to the bench. Corson Green sends one in deep, and as Borodkin touches, we will get our first penalty of the hockey game. Talk about an announcer's jinx, as Tim Delaney is going to go 2 minutes for a hook. So it's going to be the first Raven and Rose tattoo penalty kill. Apologies, our clock is a little frozen right now. We'll get that back up and running shortly. Turner at the top of the key. Spreads over to the far side, shoots one, bounce down in front of Borodkin, and a big pad save as a really good high quality area to score for Cunningham down low. Now another chance in front. Cunningham turned aside by Borodkin. 18 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the frame. Charlie Penn's directing traffic over from the Breakers bench. Turner on over to Liarakos. He holds, backhanding one to the middle. Borodkin uses the pad to make another good save. 17:55 to go in the period. Another minute and 9 seconds on the penalty to Timmy Delaney. We'll get the penalty clock up and running the next time there's a call. On the face-off, on the kill, it's going to be Conway versus Fernaris. Fernaris, a forehand win back to Albrecht. Back up top to Corson Green. Drops one off to Fernaris, back to Albrecht at the far wing. Flanked by Blake Keller, turns it over to Wyzak, who's going to tie it up in the end wall and chew off some time from the penalty clock. Conway just barely able to backhand it out of the zone. And the Breakers get a clear. Green heading back the other way. Drop pass for Dubé Plouffe in stride across the blue line. He comes. around Lucchese, darting in tight, tried to go short, and it was knocked away by Wyzak. Wyzak directing traffic now. Albrecht holding, sending one to the far corner. Lucchese took a cross check from Dubé Plouffe in front. 17 minutes on the clock, 10 seconds to go before Tim Delaney's back. Conway on the half wall. Can't send it out, but it's eventually finished by Wyzak. No icing, says the official, and we're back to full strength. Wide shot of Monroe Civic Center there. You see another good crowd, probably about 2,500 to 3,000 if I had to throw out a number. 16 minutes and 37 seconds in period 2. Breakers trail 2-1. The shots on goal were 17-10 through 1. They're now 18-10. So just one shot on the Monroe power play as has been recorded now. Yevdokimov gets wiped behind the play by Eero Toivonen. Borodkin forced to jump on that one at 16:29. Another draw set to come. Back to 5-on-5 hockey here in the Bayou. Henry and Fernaris will take it. Fernaris a backhand win this time. Down low, Fernaris picks it back up. Slammed into the wall by Cade Henry, down on a knee. Andrew Belant looking to play it. Henry takes a shot to the chest, can't get it out of the zone. Delaney backhanding one over to Albrecht inadvertently. Bondi had his stick tied up. Henry comes away with a loose change, drops it off to Yevdokimov, who will float a saucer pass into the middle. Nerland looked to send it in deeper, is cut off. Belant cutting through the middle, knocked away by Yevdokimov. Around the wall, it comes to Henry. Henry surveying for options, banked it out of the reach of Yevdokimov, or there would have been a 2-on-2 rush the other way. Fernaris into the skates of Bondi, who deflects it to the corner. 15 and a half minutes roughly remaining in period 2. Score the same as it was at the 5:03 mark in the first period. 2-1 Moccasins. Christie with both for Monroe within 20 seconds. Conway the lone goal for the Breakers. Toivonen fanned on the pass attempt. Yevdokimov couldn't get it to Nerland. He wanted a hook from the official, won't get it. Gerstein below the end line, cut off by Yevdokimov, but sticks with the possession. Yevdokimov almost poked it free for himself to have a breakaway. Hard net drive by Stefanini, and then he throws his weight into Cade Henry. Long shift for Henry. He needs to get to the bench. Finally, he will. Fisher jumping back into the play. Turnover. Yevdokimov in all alone. Shakes and shoots, and a save made by Sean Kuhn. Yevdokimov to the middle. Davidson almost redirected it home. Infantino back to Davidson. His pass for Yevdokimov wouldn't go. Lucchese's shot from a low angle. He was pinching down low, and now it's a 2-on-1 for Monroe. On his horse is Lucchese. Fisher breaks up the play. Trey Fisher with another beautiful defensive effort. Infantino running into a moccasin as the horn sounds, and that will be our first media timeout. We will take it. 14-13 to go here, period 1. Still 2-1. Breakers looking to even it up.
Don't forget, if you're a school, company, church, club, or just like want to get
When injury knocks you out, Bienvo Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienville Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
Back here inside the Monroe Civic Center, Devin Doback along with you on Breakers TV, YouTube, SportView 106.3, Super Talk Mississippi, and at Walk-Ons in D'Iberville. They just announced on the loudspeaker Tucker Scantlebury and Kyler Matthews celebrating birthdays today for the Moccasins. So happy birthday to them. But the Breakers will look to spoil the party. Christie already on hat-trick watch. Fisher put a body into him, but Christie through the contact skates it out back to the near side around the goal. To the top of the key. Drops it off Leo Rockos. Bang down by Darius Davidson at the blue line. A good, hard, clean hit by the Breakers forward. Drop pass over to Scantlebury. Inside 14 minutes to go. Pikarczyk shimmies, high slot, shoots one. Sticked away by Sean Kuhn. Thornton centering pass looking for Conway, got deflected back. Thornton to his backhand, moving below the goal line. Surveying for options, into the middle, Pikarczyk. A one-timer turned aside, Conway back on goal, and Kuhn makes another good stop. Pikarczyk a little pushing and shoving after the play with some Moccasins. Leo Rockos involved in there as well. Now him and Thornton get tied up. And the referees will diffuse the altercation. Good little flurry for the Breakers there. Pikarczyk with the best opportunity on the one-timer. 6 goals and 9 assists for the Breakers forward this season. Playing on a new line with Charbonneau and Conway. Defensive pairing out there is Wyzak and Bondi. 13:23 to play in the second period. Just about halfway home, game 3 out of 3 in the road trip for the Breakers. Looking to snap a 4-game slide, they trail it by a goal. Good passing by the Moccasins, but eventually thwarted by Pikarczyk. On his backhand, able to get it into Conway. Conway shot, catch and release, goes up and off the windshield. Charbonneau slammed into the end wall. Fernaris buries Pikarczyk with a dirty hit, and he's gonna go for 2 minutes. Schumacher tried to take a lick at Charbonneau, and Fernaris and Charbonneau then separated by the guys in stripes. Breakers are gonna head to their first walk-ons power play of the afternoon. The boos rein in, as they typically should from a home crowd with their team being penalized. And so Fernaris 2 minutes for boarding. He was a bull in a china shop just running around. I think it kind of stems back to his physical play in the first period. I believe it was Conway he got into it in the corner with. As to the man advantage, the Breakers go for the first time tonight. 0 for their last 16 on the power play. Perfect time to snap the streak will be now. Bondi through the high slot. One-timer, Yevdokimov, a bullet. That goes wide off the window. Nerland on over to Henry. Henry through a stick check of a Moccasin. Now in the circle. Nerland with room shoots, and he missed everything. All the way out to the point for Bondi. Backhand feed for Yevdokimov. Down low looking for Davidson out on that power play 1 unit, and the puck is cleared by Monroe off the deflection. Breakers will reset out of their own end. Grant Bondi leads the charge. 4 assists for him in the early part of his Breakers career, leads all defensemen. Pass over to Yevdokimov after Davidson gets hit hard into the wall. Out to the point, Conway blew a tire for a moment. Now here come the Moccasins. In all alone is Corey Cunningham. Borodkin, the last line of defense, slams the door shut. A big save for Anton Borodkin. With his team on the power play, shorthanded goals have been the kryptonite of the Breakers. And Cunningham, who led Monroe last season in goals, is turned aside here. Slow start to his season, just 1 goal and 3 assists. Granted, the talent around him has grown much. They're not a 6th place team anymore. But Cunningham still trying to get going. Borodkin with a massive save there to keep it a 1-goal game. Breakers need that bad. Couldn't be sent out of the zone this time. Thornton looked to poke it in deeper. Now Christie on hat-trick watch already. Conway playing it conservatively is able to win it as Christie makes a self-blunder. Charbonneau quickly over to Thornton. Touched off to Keller. Thornton again in tight to Charbonneau. Charbonneau looked to redirect it on goal, and it's swatted out. Conway, a good stick there. Christie takes it away. Back check for Pikarczyk. Christie in all alone. Backhander tried to score on the far side and missed the net. Long shift for Conway out there. He needs to get to the bench. Keller, self-pass around the wall. Wraps it all the way around after accepting a hit from Rasmus Ath. Albrecht will come one-on-one with Trey Fisher now. Fisher with his stick involved. Breaks up the play and sent to the middle, and he deflects it again. Trey Fisher. As Borodkin's going to lay down and keep this one out of the goal. And now more pushing and shoving commences with 10:46 to go. Trey Fisher, not enough good can be said about the way he has held down the back end for the Breakers. Wasn't getting much playing time as a forward, was typically slotted as the extra forward and doing most of the penalty killing. But now he's been playing defense, has started each of the last 2 games, and plays like that have earned the confidence from his head coach to be slotted as a forward playing defense and doing it well. Getting a lot more ice time, hit a post the other night. Points will come for him, but the way he's played defensively is something the Breakers have lacked, and Fisher has tried to fill the void. Hit down in the corner. Yevdokimov runs into his man at the end wall. It's Fernaris. Puck comes out to the point. 10.5 minutes to play here, period 1. Tipped in front for a moment. Played with a high stick. Breakers, little gamesmanship, and as Monroe touches up, they will say it was indeed played with a high stick. They don't fall for the bait and will receive a face-off that will come outside the blue line. Smart heads-up play by Colton Wyzak to not touch up there. .23, 2-1's our score. Halfway home here in Monroe. And about 4 hours from Biloxi, which is where the boys will be returning after tonight's game. The next game will be Wednesday, as we've mentioned. If you haven't seen it on our social media, check it out. Coming up this Wednesday, November 26th, $10 ticket night at the Coliseum. You can get them at the box office for $10 or go through Ticketmaster using code BBREAK in all caps. There may be some fees on Ticketmaster, so we recommend using the box office. They're open Monday through Friday, so you got a few days to get your tickets, and of course the day of the game you can get them. $4 Montucky cold snacks will be in as well. While supplies last, you can grab some $4 pops to enjoy at the Breakers games. Our Veterans Day jersey auction will also be after the game on the 26th, so a chance to take home a game-worn Breakers jersey. And then the next game at home will be the 29th, the back end of a home-and-home with the Zydeco. Conway loses his hat. He's got to go to the bench. Charbonneau holding things down, but another jersey auction there will be on the 29th. It's the Movember Mustache specialty jerseys. Those are pretty cool as well. Conway has his helmet retrieved by the official, but he's going to wait on the bench until the next stoppage. Next stoppage will be another media timeout. Puck comes around the wall. Charbonneau in a foot race to get it. Pikarczyk banks it off the wall, looking to lead Charbonneau. Infantino kicks it. Now darting towards the goal. Had it pop up off his stick. Toivonen runs into Infantino. Down low, Charbonneau continuing to battle. Infantino deflected one into the slot area, but didn't get enough of it. No Breakers home. Scantlebury into the middle for Schumacher. Schumacher collides with Borodkin for a moment, but did a good job to mostly avoid him. Now Charbonneau just missed the pass off the end wall. Would have had another breakaway opportunity. Had one in the first period, still searching for his first pro goal. Backhand feed through the middle. Goes off the wall to Fisher. Fisher accepts a hit to play it out into the neutral zone, and we get a whistle here. It'll be our next media timeout, and we will take it. Breakers and Moccasins in a fun one here in the final game of a 3-game road trip. 2-1, Monroe on top. Back in a moment.
Recharge your body. Reset your mind. Revive your spirit. At Revive and Thrive, every detail is designed to elevate your recovery and well-being. Unwind in our serene salt therapy room and float suite. Awaken your senses with the benefits of cold water immersion. Then, step into a custom-built sauna featuring soft Himalayan salt lighting for athletes, adventurers, and anyone ready to unlock the power of recovery. Discover the difference at reviveandthrivems.com.
Coastal Prints is a brand new business on the coast specializing in screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Being local and with 30 plus years of experience, Coastal Prints carries all the hottest clothing brands and thousands of promotional items. Uniforms, workwear, hats, drinkware, coolers, tchotchkes, and much more. Coastal Prints will make your brand and logos stand out. Come see the new showroom on Seaway Road in Gulfport, or visit coastalprints.com or call 228-COASTAL.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Out of the media timeout, Breakers right back to work here in the second period. Puck batted down with the hand of Rasmus Asp. That'll be a hand pass as Scantlebury was the first to touch it after the hand. And so we'll have another face-off just as quickly as we dropped it. It's going to come all the way back just outside the Moccasins blue line. Leah Rocco's having a quick chat with Rasmus Asp ahead of the face-off. Caden Henry will oppose him and take it. Nerland, you have Dokimov and Henry out there. You have Dokimov with a little directing traffic with his head off the face-off. Now a chance in front, they score. It's Leah Rocco's. A feed to the back door that Borodkin couldn't catch up to. Nothing he could do there. The Moccasins get a good goal through a Breakers breakdown, and it's 3-1. About Yanni Liarako's play in the Breakers has fared him well this season. As I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Liarako's now with 10 points in 5 games against the Breakers, including tonight. Turner turns it over to Charbonneau. Charbonneau then loses a handle on it, bumped off the puck with a good body check by Rasmus Asp. 8 minutes, 10 seconds to play in the second period. Stefanini couldn't catch up to that stretch pass. Pikarczyk comes away with the turnover. Charbonneau over the blue line. Tried to go through his legs, and that one knocked away by Green. Not going to be fooled that time. Green, clean entry back the other way. Goes around Fisher and shoots one. Turned aside by Borodkin and sent out by Wyzak. Eventually bleeds back into the neutral zone, so the Breakers can get set at their positions again. Pikarczyk runs into Cunningham. Trey Fisher will skate the puck himself. Takes a cross check from Cunningham and will continue the drive in deep. Avoids a check of Green. And now Fernaris with a burst of speed. Sends in one that was deflected off of Delaney's twig up into the glove of Borodkin with 7:17 to play in the second period. Lucchese quickly comes over the bench to join the play. Breakers needed an extra guy. Face-offs controlled by the Moccasins. Fernaris for Belant. Toivonen. Shot from the point. Borodkin had a clear look at it. Thornton chips it in deeper. Fernaris tried to go at the top corner. Borodkin came down to cut the angle, and the puck goes wide. Belant over to Albrecht. Infantino stays with him door to door. Toivonen had it bounce over the blue line. Breakers looking to force a turnover. Davidson. And a nice hit by Carter Thornton at the blue line to tip over Belant. Schumacher stood up by Lucchese. Infantino battling with Fernaris, knocked away by Lucchese. Infantino again, backhanding one, bouncing puck, kept in by Schumacher. Davidson came at him hard and got the most of that hit. Takes a swipe at Leorakos, who goes by him. His quick shot deflects up and into the netting. Another face-off set to come at 6:09 remaining on the clock. Fun one here in the Bayou. Monroe leads the Breakers 3-1. They've got 3 unanswered goals. Shots are 25-15 in favor of the Moccasins, outshooting the Breakers in the frame 8-5. And they have the lone goal in the frame. The next goal will be the biggest one. Will the Breakers be able to claw back into the game, make it 3-2? As Nerland got just enough of that, no icing. You have Dokimov down in the corner. Or will Monroe make it 4-1 and put the game just about as much reach as the Breakers would be able to do the rest of the way if they had a perfect game? Pass across, Leorakos almost one-timed another one home, but Borodkin gets back over to the glove side post and makes a stop. Asp had it punched back in off his stick by Nerland. Christie, one-on-one against Wyzak, looking to spin him around. Wyzak eventually snuffs out the opportunity, but looked like it could have been bad for a moment. Leorakos on over to Matthews. Matthews shoots one, blocked by Wyzak. Wyzak ties Matthews up into the wall. Nerland, backhand feed out to Henry. And the pass for Dokimov went around him just a little too strong. Breakers have had a few of those bank passes looking for breakaways, just barely miss. Henry through the blue paint, comes out to Lucchese. Lucchese through traffic shoots one. No harm done there. Henry forcing a turnover in the offensive zone. Lucchese takes down Scantlebury. And now Stefanini will come across the blue line. Backhand feed for Green. Green, stick check by the Breakers, a little out of position. Conway gets it out of the zone, and here come the Breakers. Another bad read by Pikarczyk as you have Dokimov was looming to go in all alone. Quick shot by Asp, turned aside, and Fisher looks to force it out. Now finally Borodkin will cover. And we get our final media timeout of the second period. 4 minutes and 13 seconds to play. Fun one here in Monroe. We'll be back in a few moments right here on Breakers TV.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshi Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshi Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit foshiresidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
Back here inside the Monroe Civic Center, Devin Dobeck along with you on Breakers TV, YouTube, SportFM 106.3, Super Talk, Mississippi. Hello and welcome to all of our listeners. 3-1 is our score. Breakers in the final game of their 3-game road trip in the first matinee edition of Breakers Hockey here on a Sunday afternoon in Monroe. Charbonneau Swivels one to the far side, or rather the near side for Pikarczyk. Back to Albrecht in the neutral zone. Here comes Fernaris across the blue line. Drops it back for Green. One touch for Matthews. His quick shot might have caught most of Fernaris. And the Breakers pick up the possession. Throw it into the back of Conway. He'll go to the forecheck. Right back into the zone. Here come the Snakes. Lucchese got caught with a high stick, looking to sell the call, grabbing at his mouth, and the referees say no. Looked like on the follow-through, Lucchese got knocked up with the stick. It's now backdoor. They score. Plenty of reason to be frustrated if you're Brandon Lucchese. You take a cross-check to the mouth, no call, and then Monroe scores on the ensuing moments. Ben Stefanini makes it 4-1. Lucchese got popped in the face. I mean, I think the referees might have missed one there, but that all-important fifth goal of the contest belongs to Monroe, and they've made it 4-1. Got to control your stick on the follow-through. Monroe didn't, but they got away with it. Charlie Penn's down on the front of the bench, probably arguing the same thing that I saw. Lucchese, my defenseman, got hit in the face and was covering his face in pain. As now the referees are going to head back to the booth to discuss something. Scoreboard reads 4-1. Schumacher awaiting an explanation. Now the referees going to resume play. So the Breakers get the first one, but the next four unanswered from Monroe. Thornton, a nice hit into Toivonen. Borodkin out of his goal to come out and play it. Almost swept out of the zone by Thornton. Now on the back end, Wyzak gets beat to the puck. Dubé Plouffe holding it now in the far circle. Shooting one to the back door, they score again. Casey Gerstein, the power forward on the back door, left all alone untouched. He cleans up the rebound, and it's a 5-1 hockey game. Another burst for the Moccasins. Minutes and 47 seconds left to play. As the puck is dropped once again. Stefanini back over to Asp. This game was just 2-1, but then 3 goals in a short span for Monroe, and they've blown it open. Thornton runs into Turner. Sam Turner's had a quiet evening. Collision between Keller and Asp behind the play. Lucchese locks up his man, looking to run him into the wall. Lucchese has his stick being grabbed. Monroe guy chicken winging it. And they score again. Stefanini from a blind angle beats Borodkin on the glove side, and Monroe has scored on 3 goals and 3 straight shots. It might be time for Josh Rosenzweig to get loose down on the bench. Depends what Charlie Pence wants to do. This game, a 5-goal game, might be a little out of reach. Maybe you don't want to put your goaltender who's played the last 2 games in. Borodkin in his first start was lifted against Monroe Moxie, surrendering 5 goals on 26 shots. That was in Biloxi a couple weeks ago. And he surrendered 5 goals on 27 shots here tonight. So similar stat line, or excuse me, 6 goals now on 27 shots. He looked good. There was a 20-minute span where Borodkin looked like he was dialed in, but all of a sudden, There's been some goals he could do nothing about, but that last one, he's got to have. Inside 100 seconds to play here in period 2. Borodkin makes another quick save. Centering pass on over to Yevdokimov. Looking to stretch one out for Nerland. It's cut off by Christie. Knocked away by Bondi. Him and Christie will battle in the wall. Nerland's got it now. Aldi Nerland with a stick check of Liarakos right with him. Turns it over to Christie. Christie for Scantlebury. Delaney on the back check, fresh off the bench. Snuffs out the opportunity. A good play by Delaney that time. And Fisher will send it out. Takes a quick shot to the back from Scantlebury. Inside a minute to play now here in Monroe. Gerstein, a good move to shimmy around Delaney. Centering pass snuffed out by Fisher. Couldn't break it out of the zone. Matthews wraps it back in deep. First one there is Stefanini. His area pass gets through everybody. Belant, who's been quiet tonight after a big game last night, out to Matthews. Corson Green's drop is squeezed by Borodkin. And with 22 seconds to go, another face-off in the defensive zone for the Breakers.
Okay, Moccasins fans, just want to recap. 3 scores ago was Ben Stefanini. 2 scores ago was Casey Gerstein. And then Ben Stefanini again. Let's go, Moccasins!
We just announced all the goal scorers at once because of how quickly they happened. Maybe just a quick little recap. Clock is being a little finicky here in the arena. They keep having the seconds jump as they click pause and play. Just inside the blue line, Fernares sends it in. Fisher cuts it off. Belant centering pass looking for Fernares. He peels back around and looks for a low angle shot. 2 seconds and 1. Fisher will skate it out, accepting a hit from Belant. And that will do it for period 2. The Breakers trailing by 5 goals now as we head into our second intermission of play. Plenty of work to be done to close out this 3-game road trip. We'll take a break, catch our breath, and be back in a few moments right here on Breakers TV. Devin Dobek here with Caden Henry, a forward for the Breakers early on this season. Caden, thanks so much for joining me on the show. Happy to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Well, Caden, a Canadian native, your upbringing in Markham, Ontario. Take us through growing up in the country of hockey and just kind of what developed your love for the game.
Well, I grew up in Whitby. I was born in Markham Hospital, but yeah, I grew up playing soccer and hockey my entire life. Like, I started playing soccer when I was 3 years old. And then I started playing hockey when I was 6. And so, like, from that point on, I played soccer and hockey at the highest level until I was about 16. And, like, it was funny, like, my entire life, I didn't know, like, I loved them both so much. I was like, I didn't know if I wanted to play soccer.
Torn between the two?
Hockey. Like, I just loved them both so much. And, you know, when it came down to when I was 16, like, pretty much had to choose. I was like, it was easy. Like, I knew I loved hockey. I knew I was better at hockey. So, yeah, so pretty much just playing hockey and soccer was my childhood.
Do you think that the physical element of hockey versus soccer kind of factored in, or at least the speed, or what was it exactly that kind of made you want to be a hockey player as opposed to pursuing soccer on a higher level?
Well, hockey's just a better sport. But I will say, like, soccer is kind of underrated with the physicality. Like, I think it is a pretty physical sport for sure. But
not as much flopping in hockey, maybe, fair to say?
So you could argue more.
Fair enough, fair enough. But you might get hit with a 2-minute embellishment charge
exactly.
as well in that thing. But Caden, where did your love from hockey kind of originate from? Who was your first coach? Was it something you learned from a family member, or did you have a really good mentor growing up?
Just the game itself, really. Like, just watching it and playing it, I just fell in love with it. As far as I don't remember who my first coach was because it was house league, but my first coach I remember was my friend's mom. Her name was Tammy, and she was our coach. And, like, I remember her being hard on me, and it was really good. So like, she really saw that I was good at hockey, and she was hard on me, which I appreciate. And so that was my first memory of a coach.
Did you have a favorite NHL player that you looked up to, and what was your favorite NHL team growing up?
My favorite team was always Toronto Maple Leafs, but
I'm sorry to hear that. Boston Bruins fan, we've kind of had your number in recent years.
Always. Well, it's our year, trust. It's our year. But my favorite players growing up it was definitely Ovechkin, but I also loved Sidney Crosby. I loved Patrick Kane. Like, I always looked up to those guys, and, you know, I always took something from their games that I liked, like Patty Kane's hands. I love the way Crosby uses edges, and then I love the way Ovechkin scored goals. I love scoring goals as well, so, yeah.
And you've already got a couple as well in just 3 games as a Breaker. But moving into your youth career, you played for 3 different OJAHL teams, the Aurora Tigers, the Trenton Golden Hawks, and the Markham Royals. How did that competitive OJAHL league mold your game to develop it to what it's gotten to today?
You know, the coaches were hard in that league. They were always really hard on me, taught me a lot. And it was definitely competitive, you know, trying to be on the top line, trying to be the best player I could be. But at the end of the day, I've always been my own hardest critic. I've always wanted to be better for myself. And so, you know, I think just myself, really.
So then you go on to play college hockey at Morrisville State. What was your time like there, and how was it different playing in America versus in Canada? It was your first time really playing in the States.
Yeah, Morrisville was a small town, so like there was nothing around there. So all I was doing was playing hockey, playing basketball, and hanging out with my teammates. So it was definitely a good experience. I had a lot of fun there. Although I was only there for 1 year, I didn't really know what I wanted to go to school for. I just wanted to go and play hockey. So I did that. It was a fun year.
And it worked out for you. As you turned pro in 24-25, you signed with the Binghamton Black Bears, and they're kind of the juggernaut, the epitome, what it is, the ultimate FPHL team right now, what everybody's striving to get towards, of course. They've got all the AHL amenities and a really good production, of course, on the ice and off. But what was it like playing in what might be the royalty in the FPHL, the Binghamton Black Bears?
Honestly, like when I was there, I couldn't like believe how like great the fans were. The facility was amazing. Yeah, it was really surreal, and honestly, like I could see this place being kind of like that. Like the fans, they're pretty great here as well. The facility's amazing. This place isn't too far off. You know, I think you know, a few years you can definitely get there.
We're hoping to get there. But sticking with Binghamton for a minute, you've played with so many guys who've clocked so many points, including Tyson Kirkby, Austin Thompson, Jesse Anderson, a bunch of great defensemen. You got Bond. What was it like playing with talent around you? Do you think that it helped you to be better? Was it more difficult to kind of cater to their game as true veteran pros?
I think the main thing I learned from them was just to be confident and play my game. You know, every player has, you know, their skill set, and it's just to play their skill set and be confident within it. You know, going to a team like that, it's easy to be, you know, shy and not play your game because, you know, they're all very good. But, you know, I learned you just have to play your own game and be confident doing it. So I definitely learned a lot from them for sure.
So Binghamton, you play 23 games there. You have 15 points before moving on to Monroe. And in Monroe, you're starting to play hockey in the South. It was your first real taste of playing hockey for a team in the South, wearing T-shirt and shorts to the rink. Much different experience from being up freezing in Canada.
Yeah.
How can you describe the difference between playing hockey in the North versus the South and just the vibe?
Obviously, the weather is way better down here. I love it. Going from the cold to the hot was amazing. Didn't bring no pants, no sweaters really. But I think the fans are way better down here for sure. But one thing I noticed, they don't know too much about hockey. They kind of view it as like football on ice, right? And so I love that. Like when I was in Monroe, they were tailgating like 2 hours before our games. There was like hundreds of people barbecuing in the parking lot. It was lit. So I really like that kind of culture, like the football culture down here. It's a lot of fun.
They're learning the game, and there are some very avid fans that I know are just jonesing to get into the Coliseum on the 31st. But Coach Penn's trades for you during training camp, brings you into Biloxi, saw you were on the trade block, said, that is the guy I want. You come in and immediately make an impact. You're one of the top scorers on the team early on. Just how does it feel to be valued, and take us through your reaction to being traded here and what was going through your head?
Well, I was shocked when they traded me, and I didn't think they were going to trade me. But at the end of the day, I was very happy to come here. This is a great place to play, and you know, I heard a lot of great things about Coach Penn's. Like my buddies called me that played for him last year in Watertown, said a lot of great things. So, you know, I was very excited to come here. And at the end of the day, as long as I'm playing hockey, I'm super happy, and that's all I want to do. So.
Strength isn't built in a single race. It's earned, mile after mile, pedal after pedal, step after step. The same endurance that drives athletes to the finish line fuels the steady hands and sharp focus required in surgery. It's about resilience, precision, and commitment, in competition and in the operating room. Because true performance means showing up with excellence, no matter the arena. Looking for your next ride? Get more at Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport. Every new Hyundai comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. No one on the coast offers more, so why go anywhere else? Visit us today during the Getaway Sales event happening now just off Lorraine Road north of I-10. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, Jell-O shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cohen Road, Suite B, Gulfport.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
Recharge your body. Reset your mind. Revive your spirit. At Revive and Thrive, every detail is designed to elevate your recovery and well-being. Unwind in our serene salt therapy room and float suite. Awaken your senses with the benefits of cold water immersion. Then, step into a custom-built sauna featuring soft Himalayan salt lighting for athletes, adventurers, and anyone ready to unlock the power of recovery. Discover the difference at reviveandthrivems.com.
Coastal Prints is a brand new business on the coast specializing in screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Being local and with 30 plus years of experience, Coastal Prints carries all the hottest clothing brands and thousands of promotional items. Uniforms, workwear, hats, drinkware, coolers, tchotchkes, and much more. Coastal Prints will make your brand and logo stand out. Come see the new showroom on Seaway Road in Gulfport, or visit coastalprints.com or call 228-COASTAL.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshi Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshi Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit foshiresidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
Every new Hyundai from Matt Bowers comes with Matt's lifetime warranty included. That's in addition to Hyundai's America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Owner Assurance. You get both warranties, making a new Hyundai from Matt Bowers an excellent value. Come visit us today during the Getaway Sales event at our new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10 in Gulfport.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
When injury knocks you out, Bienvo Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienvo Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores. That's a good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Where players dash, the skates so flash, the home team trails behind. But they grab the puck and go bursting up and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees. They travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside. It's a good old hockey game.
When you think Nissan, think Matt Bowers Nissan d'Iberville, where every new Nissan comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty included. And to keep your new Nissan running well, there's never an appointment needed for express service in our service department. Just stop by for routine maintenance like oil changes, brakes, tires, and batteries. Matt Bowers Nissan is proud to call the coast our home and is proud to sponsor your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Nissan, South Mississippi, d'Iberville.
What do you want to buy, a Matt Bowers Hyundai?
Buy local, Matt Bowers. Gulfport, Mississippi, Hyundai.
And we welcome you back ahead of our third period of action. Let's take you through the game stats here between the Breakers and the Moccasins. The score did not get updated. It is 6-1. Monroe leads in that department. There we go. The shots are 28-15 in favor of the Moccasins. They outshot the Breakers 10-5 in the frame, 4 goals on 10 shots. Good efficiency from the Monroe offense there. Each team's taken just a single minor penalty. Both teams are 0 for 1 on the power play. Hasn't been a whole lot of special teams in the game here tonight. Let's take a look at our game summary now in the second intermission. Conway opened the scoring with his 8th goal of the season. Then Jared Christie responded with 2. Ben Stefanini's got 2 that came in the span of a minute and 2 seconds. At the end of that second period, Leah Rockos and Gerstein each have a goal, and Sean Kuhn has 14 saves. Borodkin with 22 on 28 shot attempts. Another tough night for him against the Monroe Moccasins here in our Coastal Prince second intermission. Getting ready to take the ice for our Half-Shell Oyster House third period. My name's Devin Dobak. Happy you could be spending your Sunday afternoon with us here on Breakers TV on YouTube, Sportfy 106.3 Super Talk Mississippi, and at Walk-Ons in D'Iberville for those of you that are out there. Breakers have taken the ice themselves. Still waiting for the Moccasins entrance before we get going here in period 3. There's no more time remaining on the intermission clock. I'm not sure what the Moccasins are doing as finally they will file out. Looked like a few breakers were trickling on and Monroe was waiting. And so here we go, the 9th period of the weekend for the Breakers. Trying to climb back into this game slowly but surely. The pace they need to be on to make it a hockey game is a goal every 4 minutes here. Borodkin returns in between the pipes, so it looks like it's going to be his net the rest of the way unless it gets much, much worse. But 3 goals in a minute and 2 seconds in the back end of that second period, or else it's still a 3-1 game. Just a flurry of goals that really are going to hurt the Breakers, and now we'll see what they can do here in the third period. Lucchese will take the draw against Stefanini. And he wins it back to Trey Fisher, who will skate it back to the far side. Thought about a dangerous pass through the middle, instead goes to Keller. Keller shimmies through Kyler Matthews and then tried to weave through Corson Green, but was cut off. Around the wall it comes to Fisher. Locked up is Schleppen. Matthews down in the corner. Still unable to get untangled, and we're going to have a quick call here. Are they going to get AJ Schlepp here? Looks like, no, Gerstein is not being assessed one. They're going to give an interference call against AJ Schlepp. And so the Breakers are going to go shorthanded. Cross-check is in fact the call. So another Raven and Rose tattoo penalty kill set to get going. Puck is dropped into the skates of Thornton. It comes. Finally sent out by Infantino. And now the Moccasins right back to work in the zone. Christie trying that power move again towards the goal. Fisher comes in to help out Bondi and knock it away. Holding it is Green. Back across to Dubé Plouffe. He pulls down into the circle area. Marty and Mark's giant Rolex watch that is part of that circle, and they score again. On the power play, an opportunity in front is swatted home. Carlos Fornares with another goal, and it's 7-1. It has just been an abysmal 5-minute span for the Breakers going back to the second period. The final 3 minutes and 9 seconds. 3 goals for the Moccasins, and then they pick up one here just 58 seconds into the hockey game. So the Raven and Rose Tattoo penalty kill comes to an end. Moccasins pick up a power play tally and extend their lead to a half dozen. They've scored 7 goals at least in 4 of their 5 matchups against the Breakers. Gerstein pounding away at it. And now some pushing and shoving. Luke Casey locked up with Dubé Plouffe. And the referee's trying to get them tangled up. Luke Casey doesn't want to let go. And Gerstein, or Dubé Plouffe in there as well, as finally everybody will get separated. Lucchese still having a conversation with Dubé Plouffe. Keep an eye on that, as they're going to continue to get in each other's grill. Lucchese gives him a big old smile. Lucchese's yet to record a fight, as those two are going to go battle with each other. They collide shoulder to shoulder. Neither man can tip the other over. Now here come the Mocs. Gerstein had it on his forehand for a moment, but Henry might have got a piece of it. Dubé Plouffe, backhander in, is turned aside, and Lucchese now is going to try and clear out Stefanini. And we got more extracurriculars. Wyzak getting involved to make sure his goaltender doesn't get touched. 18:21 to go. And it's the Moccasins by a half dozen currently. Monroe, Louisiana, also the hometown of Will Campbell, former LSU Tiger and current New England Patriot. He was carted off the field today with an injury. Hope that Will's all right, but it's called Monroe home, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's dropping out a puck at some point in the spring here, if he ever returns from his place up in New England. Pass on over to Scantlebury, who sends it all the way through to the far side. Pikarczyk runs into Asp, who punches it down low. Fisher run into by Scantlebury. Around the wall it comes. Charbonneau will bat it out of the zone, and Monroe will reset in the neutral area. Borodkin sweeps it around but didn't get much on it. Liarakos turns it over to Conway. Conway out of his own end. Makes a quick move and breaks the puck over to Charbonneau. Charbonneau from a low angle accepts a hit from Frank Schumacher as Sean Kuhn comes up with a save. Might have forgot to press play on the clock here in Monroe, as it still reads 18:21. And now they've adjusted it. Yeah, they're having some clock issues here in Monroe. We're trying to keep up with them. Christie, he's got 2 goals tonight, both him and Stefanini each. The marquee guys, Albrecht, Ballant, have been quiet. Liarakos, Christie, big pad saved by Borodkin that time. Christie felt no goal number 3, just couldn't lift it enough. Pikarczyk, with the help of Charbonneau, eventually forces it out of the zone. Lucchese back on over to Schumacher to allow the Breakers to complete the rest of their change. Lucchese looking for Thornton, turns it over to Christie. Christie one-on-one with Delaney, shoots near side, and he missed. Lucchese wraps it around the wall. The first one there is Scantlebury. Infantino bangs into Scantlebury, and now here comes Carter Thornton. Thornton on over to Davidson. Across the blue line, Davidson shoots, and he missed everything. Back over to Wyzak. Wyzak off the blade of Infantino in order to get it in deep. He'll go off for a change. Davidson runs into the wall looking to collide with Cunningham. Monroe back with the puck. 16:25 to go in period 3. Breakers in jeopardy of losing their 5th straight contest in the early part of the season, as That's about as blatant of a holding call as you can have on Cunningham. And as Matthews touches up, we're going to have another call. 16:08 to go, and Carter Thornton didn't like the shot by Matthews on the delayed call. You don't shoot after a whistle. Maybe Matthews didn't know any better, but Thornton just making sure he knows that if he does it again, there may be some repercussions. Referees got involved in there pretty quickly. He heard a couple of hays. So it's a holding call on Cunningham. Open up the Breakers' second man advantage opportunity. Other walk-ons power play here in the half-shell Oyster House third period. And now Gerstein, one-on-one up against Bondi. Bondi might have got a piece of it just to bump it away. Stefanini still with it. Henry takes him into the wall. Nerland will coil back down low again. Gerstein lost his twig. He's going to go right to the bench for a change. Henry with speed over to the far side. Staying on sides was Yevdokimov. And now the pass goes back out into the neutral zone. Another shorthanded opportunity. It's Albrecht coming in. Tried to go 5-hole. Borodkin slammed it shut. And he will settle for the whistle here. 15:31 remaining. The shorthanded opportunities have been brutal for the Breakers. They've scored 11 power play goals this season, but they've surrendered 6 shorthanded goals. And so at that point, you ask, would we even want to be on the power play with those kind of odds? Power play 0 for their last 17. Keller over the blue line, slowing things down, gets it back to Charbonneau. Charbonneau pivots away from Albrecht, sends it across. Pikarczyk shoots one off the blocker of Kuhn and in deep. Charbonneau took down Albrecht with a stick and then hooked him a bit. Referees say play on. Albrecht shot through a couple defenders, is grabbed by Borodkin. 15:05 remains. Also hasn't been a fight for the Breakers in 4 games. The last fight was actually all the way back 2 Fridays ago against the Moccasins. AJ Schlepp squared up with Caleb Malonson for a couple bouts. Trey Fisher also got involved in one with Yanni Liarakos. But since then, there's been no fisticuffs for the Breakers. Here's Henry. Stick handling through the high slot, drops it off to Davidson. Davidson had his stick jammed, and now here come the Mocs, short-handed again. Scantlebury one-on-one with Bondi. Lost it, looking to cut to the middle. Now he goes right around at will for a wraparound opportunity, and Borodkin's there to make sure there's no cracks. Nerland faked the dump-in attempt and enters the zone. On over to Henry. Henry back to Aldi Nerland. Into the skates of Fisher. Little trouble handling it there, and Monroe able to clear. Christie picking cherries. Borodkin's got to go. He didn't see Christie there. Gets it back out to Fisher. On to Nerland. Moccasins have their defense set pretty well. Not much room for Nerland to pursue anything there. One touch from Conway over to Henry. Gerstein hooking Henry a little bit. Fisher's pass to the middle couldn't work for Davidson. Davidson gets it back to Nerland, and he'll coil through the logo at center and head back north to south. Took a little too long on the entry. Stefanini picks his pocket. Stefanini walks in, tried to get it back over to Gerstein, and it goes wide. Inside the 14-minute mark here in the third period. Fisher. Area pass that gets through everyone, including Pikarczyk, the intended target. It was actually out of his bandwidth. Charbonneau, a nice hit on Ballant down in the corner wall. Monroe turns it over in their offensive end. Pikarczyk tied up with Fernaris, who wins a puck battle against him, and Monroe right back the other way. Cunningham holding and shooting, and a save made by Borodkin. Charbonneau. Body check on Cunningham. Infantino heels it out of the scrum and will dump it in. Pikarczyk got hit up high by Matthews there. Infantino on the forecheck will go pursue him. Kyler Matthews is throwing around his hands in a 6-goal game. Keller forces a turnover around the blue line, but Thornton a little late getting back, so the Breakers will have to reset. Keller does what he can to get it to Thornton, dropped it back to Keller. Now Thornton again, centering pass, not on the same page with Infantino. Albrecht off the blade of Fernaris and into the end wall. Bondi locks him up. Coming in to help is Monroe. Turner's drive. Turned aside by Borodkin. Nudges it back into the end wall. 12-13 to play here in our third period. Last game of a 3-game road trip for Biloxi. Backhand opportunity for Liarakos goes over everything. 12 minutes to go. Quick pass for Schumacher's shot that goes up and into the netting, and that will be our next media timeout. We'll take it. 7-1's our score. Moccasins and the Breakers, round 5 of 12.
Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, Jell-O shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cohen Road, Suite B, Gulfport.
(7-1), 11:53 to go in the third period of play. Breakers and the Moccasins battling once again in the Bayou. Liarakos thrown off, or asked to take a lap by the linesman, who's set to drop the puck, and we're back underway. Christie, give and go, into the middle he goes. Shot comes in, Borodkin makes the save. Nerland gloves it down and will lead the charge the other way with Yevdokimov. Nerland backhanding one over to Yarrow. Yarrow swats it on goal. The rebound still free. Nobody can find it. And Kuhn makes another big-time stop. Hasn't had much workload as Fisher gets spun around. 2-on-1 for the Mocs. Save Borodkin. 11:20 remains. Liarakos back for Schumacher. Liarakos again. Huge thank you to Monroe for getting rid of the black jerseys with black numbers. I will say, it's been a tough game for the Breakers, but it's been easy to read the numbers of the opponent, which has not been the case in games past through the first 4 contests. But the maroon with gold is very legible. Trey Fisher out of his own end, takes a hit from Green a little late, might have been. Gerstein for Dubé Plouffe. Matthews sends one in on Borodkin, and he will drop it on off to Wyzak. Wyzak gives it away. Low angle shot, rebound, save made Borodkin. And Gerstein won't get any closer than that with 10:27 to go. Net had fallen off the stanchion. I'm curious, or off the bearing. I'm curious if that had gone, what they would have ruled. Conway on over to Charbonneau. Back in the direction of Conway. Couldn't get it through all the skates, and now here comes the Moccasins back the other way. Dubé Plouffe run into by Charbonneau to free up the puck. Conway looking to get it back to Charbonneau. It bleeds through a couple defenders, and they're going to say offside. Blatant slash behind the play as well. Charbonneau is going to get a little something from Rasmus Asp as the officials get involved, And now a little scrum on the near side. I wonder who lost a twig. I did not catch that in real time. It's a slash coming against Xavier Charbonneau. So he's the guilty party who broke the stick. And the Breakers will head shorthanded for the third time tonight. 1 for 2 on the kill. Another Raven and Rose tattoo penalty kill. Just 6 seconds before what could have been a potential media timeout. They got Rasmus Asp for roughing, so we're going to skate 4-on-4 instead. So not a power play opportunity for Monroe. Right call was made. Charbonneau didn't retaliate for the roughing, so took a penalty, but then at least drew one. Officially into the back half of the frame. Leorakos on over to Scantlebury. Fisher door-to-door with him. Scantlebury with speed all the way around Borodkin. Wraparound opportunity hit Belant in the skates. Now Henry with speed. Tucks around Matthews and tries to go short side. Gets folded over by a couple mocks, including Leorakos. Matthews and Fisher now getting into it. Fisher's got a hold of his jersey. Lucchese gets tipped over. And we'll see if anything's going to come out of all that. There might be, as Fisher gets popped in the face by Matthews in front of the officials. Matthews then throws a slash and breaks the stick of Henry. I mean, this guy's wearing a letter. He's your assistant captain. Now you have Dokimov getting involved. All-out pandemonium here in the neutral zone. A line brawl. Lucchese now gets into it with Matthews. Yet Dokimov did not like the slash on Henry. And this game that's already out of hand is all of a sudden becoming a circus. Oh my goodness. Everybody found a dance partner. Scantlebury. And that was just not sportsmanlike. You have Dokimov having a conversation with his former teammate in Leorakos with the Mississippi Seawolves. But yeah, Kyler Matthews just took a blatant slash and broke Henry's stick, so Yarrow said eye for an eye, gave one, and then that's what started the brawl. And it's all of a sudden become a party in the box. 1, 2, 3, 4 Moccasins down in there. And I'm sure some guys in white are going to be added. You have Dokimov barking with the officials. You have Dokimov and Leorakos, then one last little shove. You have Dokimov, is he going to be ejected from the game? We're going to take a break. We'll be back for some more FPHL action.
At Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport, we make it easy to drive the new Hyundai you want at the price you need. Every new Hyundai comes with Nat's lifetime powertrain warranty on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. That's serious value right here on the coast. Visit us today during the Getaway Sales event happening now just off Lorraine Road north of I-10. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
When injury knocks you out, Bienvo Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienvo Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
So there's been about 4 or 5 people escorted off the ice. Too early to tell if it's 10-minute misconducts or ejections. Kyler Matthews has gone off. Tucker Scantlebury has gone off. Yaro Yevdokimov has gone off. And they're still trying to figure out everything going on. Just had a chance to catch up. You saw the stream was a little muted for a moment. Was talking with Pete Furcano, the color guy from the Moccasins, one of my good friends, seeing if we saw the same thing. He didn't see the slash by Matthews, who I don't know if I mentioned, but he was also escorted off. But he slashed Henry's stick. So you have Dokimov slashed his stick. Both of them in half. Both of them will probably be fined. And that's what led to the line brawl, and everybody found a dance partner, and that's where we sit right now. 5-minute major has been assessed to Yaro Yevdokimov. I'm sure there's some coming for the Moccasins, but a major penalty given to Yaro. Hopefully there's no suspensions as well. AJ Schlepp will serve the penalty. He's barking with Rasmus Ass in between the glass, saying, as soon as we get out of this box, we are gonna go. So Schlepp is on the fight card with Rasmus Asp, and we'll keep an eye out for that. I'm not sure how long both will be in containment, but bad blood between these two teams is going to carry over the rest of the season. So much for a day of rest on Sunday. And if you're Charlie Pens, you got to be tactical now. You got to protect your top guys. Or land, you got to protect, of course, Caden Henry. Like, you don't know what's going to happen the rest of the way. Declan Conway conferencing with Infantino and Henry outside the glass. But this could turn into a bloodbath the rest of the way. It's a 6-goal game, so not something you see too often in a game that's so out of reach, turning into a physical battle. But as of now, Yaro's penalty is the only additional one that's been posted on the scoreboard for 5-minute major. And if that is the case, the league is going to have to go back and watch this again, because it was started by Matthews slashing Henry's stick in half. imagine there will be some suspensions handed out, but too early to speculate. We still got 9.5 minutes to go here, regulation time. And is it going to be a 4-on-3 for the Moccasins? 3-on-3 is what Christie's indicating. So they will get someone from Monroe. We'll see if it's of equal value or not. Long time to sort everything out here. 9:39 to go in the third period. Moccasins mascot harassing Schlepp in the box, serving the penalty for Yevdokimov. Huge credit to the officials, though, for how they're able to defuse the situation. Hopefully, they'll get it right on the score sheet, but for now it says, looks like 3-on-3 on the ice, and that's how we're gonna skate. They gave a minor penalty to Austin Albrecht and a major to Yevdokimov, so looks like we're gonna have a power play coming momentarily, as now Liarakos spin moving to the middle. Cut off, and a quick shot, they score. Right off the ensuing draw, and here come the hats for Jared Christie. His first career hat trick, thought he had one in Biloxi a couple weeks ago. They changed a goal to Farnaris on a tip, and now he picks one up to make it 8-1. That have stayed despite the score. Obviously, it's been all fun for the home crowd, but you'd think some people, given that they pretty much secured the win a little while ago, might have taken off. But the fans that have stayed have been rewarded with a hat trick. Stand by here as they continue to clean up all the hats off the ice. Moccasins bench is up on their feet. Breakers just out of answers. Nerland will take the ensuing face-off with Liarakos. And it's controlled by Christie. We'll try and keep you updated on the penalties. There's a whole skew on the score clock. Looks like there's going to be a 3-minute Monroe power play after the minor bleeds out. Thornton gets taken down with the stick, no call. Now a chance in front. Liarakos looking to pinball it home. One-timer by Green is turned aside with the pad of Borodkin. Christie skates it out into the neutral zone. An overtime style of hockey here at 3-on-3. We've already seen a goal from Christie to complete his hat trick. Back the other way come the Moccasins. Schumacher to Dubé Plouffe in front. Schumacher scores. A deflection goal in front on an on-man rush. And it's 9-1 Monroe. Schumacher's also had the Breakers number this season. 7 of his 10 points coming into the weekend were against Biloxi in 4 games played. He scores here tonight. Still 8:37 left to play. Davidson off the face-off, cutting to his backhand, gets taken down by Schumacher. And now here come the Mocs, once again back to work. On over to Dubé-Plouffe. Fisher runs into Dubé-Plouffe and wins the puck away. Takes a slash on the hands and will reset behind his own cage. Davidson motoring up the near side, lost control of the puck. An accident angle, gets it to his forehand and missed the net. Now this one comes in wide. It's 4-on-3 for the Breakers currently. So they got the, this is interesting. On the penalty clock, it looks like Fernaris is going to be released momentarily. And so we're going to skate 4-on-4. I believe what happened is they might have run out of room to put the penalties, and so everything is just changing on the fly. The only penalty on the board now is Yevdokimov's, but we're skating 4-on-4. 9-1's our score. Cunningham wheeling around, all the way around the goal, tried to tuck it, and Borodkin throws his blocker down on it to make sure it doesn't cross the red line with 7:12 to go. An ovation given for Rasmus Asp as he returns to the bench, pointing his stick at the Breakers. AJ Schlepp with still another 2:34 to serve for Yevdokimov. And so now the Moccasins are going to head to the power play, 5-on-4. So it's another Raven and Rose Tattoo penalty kill. It's funny, we were talking through the first two periods about how disciplined of a game this was, and now Albrecht's being sent to the box. So now they're starting to re-add penalties to the clock. It's been a tough 15 minutes for the off-ice officials down there in between the glass, but they're doing the best that they can to keep everybody updated. So we're going to continue to skate 4-on-4 now, despite 5 Mocs being on the ice as they thought for the face-off. So everybody a little bit confused here, and that's what happens when you get a line brawl. Thornton, a shimmy shake. Rubbed off the puck by Toivonen, and now he springs it free to Fernaris. 9 unanswered goals for Monroe. Second time they've put up 9 against the Breakers this season. But the last time they did it was opening night all the way back on October 11th in a 9-5 win over Biloxi in their inaugural game for the Breakers, that is. 6.5 minutes remain in regulation. Conway, stick check on Asp, who shoots it into the bench, and 6:24 to go. Another whistle and a face-off coming. Henry.
Let's go, Moccasins.
Ties up the draw. It's controlled by Monroe. 6 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Asp. Fisher, a nice stick lift to make sure Gerstein couldn't receive the pass. Tim Delaney from below the end line will start things for Biloxi. Cuts back over to the near side, looking for a passing lane and out of the reach of Henry. Asp collides with Henry into the end wall. And now here comes Stefanini, a hat trick watch himself, sends one in, and that knocked the goal off its bearings. I don't know if the officials realize it. Borodkin will pull it back on, and everything back to status quo. Fisher banks one in. Albrecht's released from the box. Keller right back into the zone. shielding the puck on his backhand, will drop it on off to Wyzak. 35 seconds until Schlepp is released from the sin bin for serving Yaryev Dakimov's call. Albrecht, shot through the legs of Wyzak, was deflected into the corner. Liarakos out to the point, a snap pass for Green. On over to Albrecht. Albrecht, Liarakos, centering pass, goes all the way out into the neutral zone. Inside 5 minutes to play now here in the third period. Clean entry by Liarakos, drops it to Albrecht, run into by Charbonneau. Schumacher's pass a little too hot for Christie. On the far side, Liarakos again. As here comes A.J. Schlepp out into the fold. He's gonna hop into the play. And here come the Breakers. Maybe an odd man rush. Schlepp stays onside. Charbonneau with it, walking in, shoots one, save made. Thornton on the rebound, couldn't find a home for it. And out to the point it comes again. Another shot, might have deflected off of Kuhn, if not some bodies in front. Thornton couldn't uncork a turnaround shot, gets to Fisher. He shoots one. Deflected off a pad of Albrecht and out. Fisher, drive from the point, gets through everybody in wide on the stick side. Conway turning one back below the end line. 3:50 to go. Fisher couldn't bat it out of the air. Christie will let him hang on to that one. And he will begin the surge. On to Grant Bondi. Bondi looking for a mate. Puts it through Conway in deep, and the referee will blow this one dead for icing. Final media timeout coming here in period 3. 9-1's our score. We'll be back in a moment here in Monroe.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshi Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshi Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit foshiresidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
And 28 seconds to go here in regulation time. Conway wins the face-off, gets it over to Keller. Springing one for Fisher. Fisher backhanding one to the far corner for Keller to retrieve. Keller's locked up in the wall. Puck belongs to Dubé Plouffe now. Stretch pass. Stefanini got a piece of it, and it goes the length, no icing. Keller, dangerous pass through the middle, cut off by Dubé Plouffe. In control now, moves to his backhand. Saucer pass beautifully on the Tapis Turner. Centering feed taken away by Pikarczyk, and he'll begin the march back the other way. Here comes Fernaris. Looking cross ice, and now Keller goes around Gerstein. Couple mocks nipping at his heels. Clock reads 2.5 minutes currently. Cunningham locked up with Davidson. Gerstein thought about the one-timer, instead gets to Fernaris, who bangs it into the corner. Cunningham out to the point. Quick shot by Toivonen is gobbled up by Borodkin with 2 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in regulation. Martino and Liarakos will take the draw. It's won by Liarakos. Toivonen nudged by Thornton. Puck is controlled by the Breakers. Charbonneau to the tape of Thornton. Toivonen the only one to beat. He runs him into the wall. Coming in to help is Lucchese. He can't find it between his legs. And now it goes over to the far side. Wyzak able to cut it off, beat Cunningham to the puck. Charbonneau locked up with Gerstein for a moment. Inside 100 seconds to play now here in period 3. Another big save made by Borodkin, and he lays down on the puck for a whistle with 93 seconds to go. Remind you, the Breakers will be back on Wednesday the 26th against the Columbus River Dragons. That game will be, of course, on Breakers TV, YouTube Sport Fee, and on the radio 106.3. But it's $10 ticket night. We hope you can join us. You can get your tickets at the box office or at the day of the game on Ticketmaster using code BBREAK. $4 Montucky cold snacks as well, and the Veterans Day jersey auction will be going on. Fun day the night before Thanksgiving. Hope you can join us and help bring the Breakers a win with a good home environment. Delaney to the tape of Conway. Maneuvers around Stefanini, into gear now. Conway cutting through to the middle, the lone goal scorer for Biloxi tonight. Fisher shooting one that deflects in, and now getting run into the wall. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know what started whatever is going on, but it was Blake Keller getting dragged on the ice and trying to be body slammed. That was Rasmus Asp again, and he's finally going to be sent off. And probably fortunate that he was, or else he might have had AJ Schlepp coming out after him. Schlepp takes another seat as the situation diffuses. Roughing call on Asp. I don't know what sparked that scrum. .54 seconds to go. Looks like the officials, now the penalty's been added to Rasmus Asp. So he returns to the box for 2 minutes. And it'll be another walk-ons power play for the Breakers. Shorthanded opportunity looming again. A 2-on-1 Liarakos with Stefanini. Stefanini missed the net. He wanted the hat trick. He's had a couple shorthanded goals this season. Stefanini back on over to Toivonen. Sent the length where Fisher will retrieve. 25 seconds to go. Although Henry skating with it. Will try one last pursuit across the blue line. Gets it to Conway. Conway back for Henry. It goes deep into the end wall. Inside 10 seconds to play now. Fisher boots it down low, and that will bleed out the remaining moments of this game. The final score, the Moccasins 9, the Breakers 1. A tough night all around for Biloxi. They'll go back to work on Wednesday for Friendsgiving at the Coliseum. We hope you can join us. It's going to be a fun night of hockey then. As the Breakers will skate off, we'll keep it here until they do. Once again, 9-1 the final. see if we can get the 3 stars in due time. Schlepp waiting to make sure every one of his guys gets off the ice before he retreats. Final shot totals 53-16. Just a single shot for the Breakers in period 3, as it says online. Moccasins go around, give stick taps to the crowd. Big win for them. They're officially all alone in second place in the Continental Division. Well, that just about wraps us up. We could do a post-game show, but given the final, I think it would be better to just turn our focus to the game on Wednesday. Huge thank you to everybody who spent their Sunday afternoon with us here on Breakers TV. On behalf of myself, Devin Dobek, the voice of the Breakers, thanks so much once again for joining us, and always remember to live the dream. We will see you on Wednesday.